Okay. Are we into the conversation with Brandon Faircloth right now? Okay. All right.
Are any of you guys in touch with their band by chance? No. They look like they're not ready, but we need to
I'm not
get
going to be
this
able to
thing
see
rolling.
time at all, so you'll have to be the one to.
I think I'm
On the school board?
School board, so.
Can you lean out and see it?
No, I can. If I'm
Ladies and
right
gentlemen,
there, I
please
can.
stand
So
for
I'll
the
be.
Sulphur Springs School
I won't
song.
see much.
Well, I keep up with that pretty
That's probably
close.
Liberty-Eylau
Yeah, I noticed
School
that
song.
last week. I can see the goal line here when I lean. So.
Let's see if I can get you.
That's good.
Now, James, I have done things a little differently than Chad in the past. Now, we do at least have a crowd mic here, but I have been known to, during the invocation or even during the anthem, if we did not have good audio, to send it back to you for a commercial. So, now, because we do have a crowd mic, I'm less inclined to do that. But just be aware that I might make that call, because and I forget which game it was, but you know, you said, hey, guys, we don't have audio, we don't have, and I think it was extremely low. So, yep, that was them. Their call. You could hear that pretty well. Okay, now this is Liberty-Eylau just to our right. How's that? Do you think, based on what you're hearing right now, do you think we'll have audio good enough to run the Sulphur Springs band at halftime when they're on the field?
We'll have the national anthem when the teams return to the field.
Okay. We're about to go to the anthem, so if you're okay. Okay, if they're in the anthem, they won't be. From Harris Field in Texarkana, it's John Mark Dempsey and Tony Flippin with Sulphur Springs Wildcat football tonight. Chad Young is on assignment, as they say, Tony. And so Chad will not be with us tonight, but Tony is going to be taking his place and filling in very ably. And as many of you know, Tony, long career as a Texas high school football official, so I think that's going to be extremely interesting to hear Tony's observations about not only the game in general, but also the way the officials call the game tonight and some of the particular calls that we will have. But we are about 10 minutes or so away from kickoff here, probably less than that, Tony. And I tell you, Liberty-Eylau, it's a little bit hard to get a read on them. Just looking at their previous scores, they lost to Paris 30-0, which does not look all that favorable for them. But when they played Mount Pleasant, they were ahead of Mount Pleasant 12-6 at halftime, and then that game got called because of lightning. I don't have to remind Sulphur Springs fans that the Wildcats went to Mount Pleasant, what was that, 3 weeks ago, and lost to Mount Pleasant 33-22. Liberty-Eylau was giving them everything they could handle in that game.
I
I watched a little of the video of that, and they had some pretty good plays. They played them pretty heads up. So we need to bring our football fans with us today. We're ready to play.
At this time, please stand and direct your
Liberty-Eylau
attention to the
is,
field and the video board.
1-3
Playing the national anthem
on
performed
the
by the
season.
Liberty-Eylau Hospital Band, directed by Miss Stephanie Nelson.
And we are having our pregame activities here, so we will go to the field for those. Liberty-Eylau High School Band with our national anthem. I think I said a moment ago they're 1-3, and need to correct myself on that. They are 1-2. Officially, they opened up with a 28-14 loss to Henderson. They lost to Paris, as we told you, 30-0. They had that game at Mount Pleasant, but they were ahead in at halftime, 12-6. But that in this ballgame, even though they're playing on the road, but Liberty-Eylau has, Tony, a couple of state championships to their credit, which they display there on the field house across the way. So this is a program with a good deal of tradition.
This school traditionally has a lot of good, skilled people, and their season goes with how their linemen come around. They traditionally have good running backs and good receivers. It's just that sometimes they don't have time to get outside and throw the ball and catch the ball. But I look for I actually look for a little bit of a high-scoring game myself.
I've been impressed with their running back, Greg London, who's a senior, comes in with 380 yards rushing, 7.3 yards per carry, and 4 touchdowns. And he's a big, strong guy.
And number 64.
He's a power back.
Yes, he will. He can go up the middle, but he also can get outside, and you better get an angle on him too, because he can run a little as well. So he's an all-round for this size school. He's a good back. He's a real nice back.
We have just had the coin toss. Sulphur Springs won the toss and declined, and so Liberty-Eylau will receive, and Sulphur Springs will kick off. And it will be the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff, and we thank Jay Hodge for providing us with a beautiful Tahoe to drive
Leopards will receive the opening
Texarkana
kickoff.
this afternoon, and it's a much more pleasant drive than it would have been otherwise. So thank you, Jay Hodge, for that.
Sulphur Springs deferred, which is the norm nowadays. The philosophy years back was get your hands on the ball and get an extra possession. Now the philosophy is stop them, turn the field around, be able to score at the end of the half and get that second half kickoff and try a 2-for-1.
Right. Our referee tonight is Tom Dowley. The umpire is Mark Jolly. Head linesman is Thomas. Can't read my own Borders. Thomas Borders. I'm trying to read my own writing here, Tony. Line judge is Shannon Corder, and I do wonder if that's a young lady who is one of the officials tonight. Back judge is Charles Albrecht. The side judge is David Allman. And field judge is Ron Greer. They're out of the Tyler chapter.
Kicking off.
Eric Rodriguez will be kicking off for the Wildcats. They are in their white robe jerseys, blue numerals outlined in gold, blue pants with gold and white stripes, white headgear with the blue SS logo on the side of the helmets. Liberty-Eylau wearing their home maroon jerseys, black numerals outlined in white, black pants, white headgear for the Liberty-Eylau Leopards.
You can see the discrepancy in the size of the teams because there's not near as many LE guys on the sidelines.
And here's the kickoff by Eric Rodriguez, and a fair catch taken at the 32 or 33-yard line for Liberty-Eylau. And they will start from there. They'll be going from our left to our right. The Liberty-Eylau Leopards, they are in District 7, 4A, Division 2. So they are playing a level down from Sulphur Springs.
That's good right there. They did try to put you in the area.
Quarterback Leopards is number
From
3.
the 39-yard line, I think I said the 33. It's the 39.
Missed that.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how that came about, but at any rate, it comes. They go from the 39-yard line. Here is a pass on first down, and that is completely W.T. Jones. Yeah, W.T. Jones makes the catch, and he is across the 45 up to the 46-yard line. Quarterback is Britton Pipes. He's a junior, and the tackle here made by Laren Vaughn for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats. Laren Vaughn coming into the game with something like 36 tackles. He's the #1 tackler on the Wildcat club. Second down and 2. Handoff goes, and this is Greg London.
Ball's down, there we go. Touch.
Picked up for Sulphur Springs by one of the Wildcat defenders, and it's going to go back for a touchdown.
Recovered by number 11. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Ty Bybee, if that is correct, we'll check on it, but we think it's Ty Bybee who picked up the fumble as Greg London was stripped of the ball.
Y'all need lighter now.
And Bybee picks it up. We'll check on the ID of that Wildcat, and by the way, with that score, the Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says way to go, Wildcats. And here is the extra point attempt by Eric Rodriguez. He is 12 for 12 on the season, and he is 13 for 13 on the season, and the Wildcats on top 7-0 with 11:08 left to go in the first period. Only the second play from scrimmage, Sulphur Springs puts a touchdown on the board. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Okay.
We'd like to thank tonight's sponsors, Farmers Bank and Trust, Texas A&M University, Texarkana.
Against who?
State Farm Agent, Gary, Big Jakes and Nash, Roadrunner.
What would you call that? 30-yard return? We're going to call it a 30-yard return there by Ty Bybee. It might have been, let's see, they were up to the 46, so probably more like 35. Let's say 35-yard return by Ty Bybee. And again, that's tentative. We need to see if we can check on that during the break and make sure that we got that ID correct. But Ty Bybee would be no surprise. He's very much around the football.
Rodriguez kick.
Absolutely.
And so that would not surprise me if we're right about that. So with less than a minute gone in the game, And only 2 plays from scrimmage. The Wildcats on top, 7-0 over Liberty-Eylau.
And how does that deferring now look because the defense scored? So we get the extra possession as well.
Great point. There's a short kick by Eric Rodriguez, which is sort of the fashion these days. Tony, and one of the Liberty-Eylau Leopards got his hands on it and then falls on it at the 35-yard line.
I'm going to watch where they spot it this time.
Right.
We lost about 5 yards last time. They got it right this time.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the situation was on that.
Yeah, there wasn't a penalty. I think they just were out of position and didn't spot it right.
Wouldn't you see the Wildcat coaches going crazy if that was the case?
Well, they may have known we were going to score second play. That might have been in the game plan.
Britton Pipes.
They do on the cameras. Good.
Here's the quarterback. He is a junior. He stands in the shotgun as they run the spread. And it's just about all high school teams do these days. And the handoff on first down, and this is for good yards across the 45 to the 46-yard line. And this is Jawan Johnson in the ball game. And the tackle by Grayson Hardy for Sulphur Springs, who is the leading tackler. They actually are leading solo tackler on the ball club with 21 solo tackles and 39 tackles coming into the game. Grayson Hardy, sophomore defensive back. But it's a first down for Liberty-Eylau, just across the 45-yard line, moving left to right. They are down 7-0 to the Wildcats. 10.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Here's a screen pass to the far side. And again, substantial yards here for Liberty-Eylau. Those numbers are kind of hard to see. The dark numbers on the dark jersey.
That was a good play for them. They threw the pass backwards, but they made the catch and
pushed that out by number 2.
got some yards out of it, about 6. Make it second and 4.
6 on the play. We're in second and 4.
Into Sulphur Springs territory at the 48-yard line. So this is second down and 4 for Liberty-Eylau. Leopards up to the ball. And they will show a tight formation here on this second down and 4. 1 wide out to the far side. And an H-back behind the right tackle. Now Britton Pipes, the quarterback, keeps it himself, and he will be short of a first down.
Taken down by the defense.
Didn't get much of anything there. Defense did a good job of just pinching. They kept everybody in, so they were inviting our defense to stay in with them. Did a nice job.
Laren Vaughn on the tackle for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats. So this is third down and still 4.
Still 4, no gain. So this is a little statement here early in the game. We got that touchdown. Now we need to go 3 and out, or cut them out this time. Turn it over.
Ball on the far hash mark. Man in motion from left to right. Snap goes to Pipes, and they hand to the man in motion, and he makes the corner, turns upfield, and gets down to the Sulphur Springs 35-yard line before Grayson Hardy brings him down, and that is Dwayne Prevost.
So he's their super soft. Kind of taking the team by storm, so they try to showcase him. And on that play, he did a good job.
13 yards on the game, and it's a first down at the Sulphur Springs 35-yard line. 2 men wide to the far side and 1 to the near side. The H-back behind the right tackle. The snap to Pipes. Handoff up the middle. And a pretty nice gain here for the Leopards across the 30 to about the 28.
Again.
And was this Johnson on the carry? You see the back? Yes, that would be Jawan Johnson on the carry. And he gets about 7 yards to the 28-yard line. Second down and 3 for Liberty-Eylau, with Sulphur Springs leading 7-0. 2 men wide to the far side and 1 to the near side. Britton Pipes is the quarterback. He's in the shotgun. Handoff up the middle, short of the first down to Jawan Johnson.
The middle of the line did their job that time. They stopped him cold.
Braxton Wall on the tackle for Sulphur Springs came into the game with 20 tackles. And now we have a third down and 3 from the Sulphur Springs 27-yard line. Big play here in the game early on. Sulphur Springs up 7-0 on a fumble recovery and return on the first possession for Liberty-Eylau. Snap to Pipes in the pocket, moving, passing over the middle. That's Prevost with the catch. Close to the 15-yard line. They say now he's brought down, giving some ground at the 17, but that'll be a first down. And it's Grayson Hardy that makes the tackle for Sulphur Springs.
We weren't able to put pressure on the quarterback that time, and we had plenty of time to let that develop, and it opened up a good play for him.
This drive started at the Liberty-Eylau 35-yard line. This will be the 8th play of the drive now at the Sulphur Springs 16-yard line. Ball between the hash marks. 2 wide to the far side, 1 to the near side, a back to the right.
Get out there.
Get
up in there, baby.
Get up in there. And this was going to break for a touchdown.
Cameron Hadaway on the carry.
And that is
Touchdown.
Caleb Parks on the carry. First time he's touched the ball tonight. They have 3 running backs that they use, and that is Caleb Parks. First time he has been in the ball game, and it's 7-6. After that 17, making a 16-yard touchdown run by Caleb Parks.
Little misdirection, and we didn't get the corner blocked off, and he made a good run. So good answer for Liberty-Eylau after the turnover.
Extra point to come. Ball is on the ground.
Throw it.
Picked up and thrown into the end zone. It is caught and close to the goal line. The holder picked it up for Liberty-Eylau, and that is Brian Pipes. And he completed it to Jaden Coleman there right at the pylon. He was very nearly got across. And if that had been the case, the record would be in front right now. But as it is, it stays 7-6. Sulphur Springs leading with 7:14 left to go in the first quarter. This is Wildcats football on KSST.
What happened? What happened?
You did. Thank you.
Good.
Great. We had fire on, baby. 65 yards.
That's what we did back in the day. Back in 1975.
So you were 77.
We're just about to have the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff here from Liberty-Eylau as the Leopards just went 65 yards in 8 plays. Big play on the drive was a 13-yard pass to DeQuayne Prevost, and then the 16-yard touchdown run by Caleb Parks. And then the extra point attempt went awry as the snap was low, and they tried for a pass and to salvage it with a 2-point conversion, but receiver tackled just shy of the goal line.
That was a good job by the defense, not just taking for granted that it would be a successful try.
And the kickoff coming down at the 20-yard line, and here's the return by Tristan Hawkins for Sulphur Springs, and he breaks out for a moment but is now out of bounds over on the far side. We'll see where they say he stepped out. Looked like he had a little seam there just for a moment. But they say he steps out at the 33-yard line. So, Tony, this is the first offensive possession for Sulphur Springs.
And 7 minutes left in the quarter, so hopefully they didn't get cold standing on the sideline. We need to warm up again. We'll see what we're going to do.
Wildcats scored on the first possession by Liberty-Eylau on a fumble return, we think by Ty Bybee, but we're going to check on that when we get a chance. A 35-yard return. Here's a fake handoff, and now the pass by Brady Driver out to the flat on the far side, intended for Jackson Hare, but incomplete. And it's second down and 10. I tell you, the Wildcats have had an Achilles heel. It's been some interceptions there in the flat on the far side in some of these early games.
Well, on that one, it looked like he got the ball hit when he pulled his fake out, and I think that threw his mechanics and his timing off, and he threw it into the ground.
Jeff Stevenson out over the football at center for Sulphur Springs. Ball on the far hash mark as they move right to left. Brady Driver calling for the ball. Here's a bubble screen to Jackson Hare. And one of the tacklers slips a block. Otherwise, Jackson Hare would have been brought down for no gain. But as it is, he's able to get up, let's see, perhaps to the 35. It is Tavarius Neal who makes the tackle for Liberty-Eylau, but actually
39.
no gain. I think had it not been for Hare's quick feet, he might have lost 2 or 3
He sure
yards.
might. He made a good first move. We had one block, but Ellie had some good pursuit there.
Well, they do say that he got to the 34.
He got one.
He got 1 yard. So third down and 9. Man in motion is D. Rose Luke. Driver feeling pressure, rolling out to his right, passing
Nope.
over the middle and incomplete at the 42-yard line. That intended for Wyatt Watson, but not able to make that diving catch, and so it's a punting situation for the Wildcats, leading 7-6, but unable to do anything on their first possession, so it's going to be 3 and out for the Wildcats.
We're going to call that one a warm-up possession because they did lose half of the quarter basically to the defense and the scores. So we're going to allow them that luxury. Now we need to start it again.
Brady Driver, the Wildcat quarterback, is also the punter. Waiting on the snap. Somewhat high snap, but he pulls it down. Kicking to the sideline. Takes a big Wildcat hop. Let's see where they say it went out of bounds. And he says the 32-yard line.
From that punt and from the kickoffs, I'm going to say we're not going to let their receivers and deep men get the ball on kicking situations.
I would
That looked like
I think you're
directional
exactly
all the
right.
way.
Yeah, that's a 35-yard punt by Brady Driver. And he definitely kicked it away from the return men there.
And our kickoffs have been pooched, so I think we're going to take a chance with a linebacker getting it.
7-6, Sulphur Springs on top. 6:14 left to go in the first quarter. This is the third possession for Liberty-Eylau.
Yep.
Britton Pipes, the quarterback, on an option play to the right side. Jawan Johnson gets the
well
snap
played there.
or gets the pitch. And I see Laren Vaughn in on that tackle again for the Wildcats. And also around the ball that time for Sulphur Springs. There's another man. We'll check on that number. But that's a gain of 3 yards out to the 35-yard line. Second down and 7 for Liberty-Eylau, moving left to right on the artificial turf here at Harris Field in Texarkana. Snap to Britton Pipes, and Prevost makes the catch. The quick pass to the slot at the 40-yard line. Prevost dodges a couple of tacklers, then he swarmed at about the 43-yard line. Alex McCormick, first man to make contact there, and that's going to be another first down for Liberty-Eylau. They get up to the 44-yard line. Liberty-Eylau went 65 yards in 8 plays with their last possession to score on a 16-yard run by Caleb Parks. Extra point went awry, and so the score remains at 7-6 with 5:18 left to go in the first quarter. Single wide receiver to either side. And on first down, it's Jawan Johnson who takes it between the tackles across the 45 up to the 47-yard line for a gain of 3.
I'm going to watch that super soft number 12 with his jitterbugging outside, and I'm going to call that he's going to put the ball on the ground before the Knights out trying to get that extra yard. So I'm going to keep a watch on that one.
Laren Vaughn, junior linebacker, 36 tackles, number 1 tackler on the team coming into the game, made the stop there. Second down and 7 from the 47-yard line. 2 men wide to the near side and 1 to the far side. A back to the left of Britton Pipes, and a pitch to the back, and that should be Jawan Johnson. He was hit in the backfield but bounced off that tackle and then able to get across the line of scrimmage, maybe for a gain of a yard or 2 up to the 49-yard line.
This will be a big play for the defense now. Since they allowed a score last time, they need to stop them and don't let them get any more penetration and get into our side of the field.
Grayson Hardy in on that tackle, and who else? Giovanni Solis also in on that tackle for Sulphur Springs. So this is third down and 6 from the Liberty-Eylau 49-yard line, just shy of midfield. Britton Pipes on the roll. Looking downfield, has a man open, caught at the 25-yard line. This is DeQuayne Prevost who makes the catch, and the Leopards go on top on that touchdown pass. From Britton Pipes to DeQuayne Prevost. Wide open, Tony.
It was a moving pocket by design, and we didn't get any pressure. And when you let them develop that much, it's hard to keep them covered, especially a good receiver like Prevost. And that one just won that play. So that's one to put in the books.
Leopards go on top 12-7 with 3:36 left to go in the first quarter. And it looks like they will go for two, try to make up for that missed extra point the first time.
Yep.
That's the first touchdown of the season for Prevost. Here's the snap to Pipes. The quarterback going to try to take it up the middle, and a big scrum there at the goal line, and he finally able to keep his legs churning and get across the stripe for the 2 points. Pipes gets the conversion there, and it is 14-7. Liberty-Eylau over Sulphur Springs. 3:28 to go first quarter. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Okay. Who's Adam? Oh, Adam. Okay, great. Got it. Okay, thanks. And we have a 68-yard drive in 5 plays for Liberty-Eylau. The 51-yard touchdown pass from Britton Pipes to DeQuayne Prevost, and he was wide open. Boy, at the 25-yard line, and scored with I don't believe he was touched. Scored without being touched.
He was on the opposite side of the field, and the play developed, but we didn't have enough pressure, and he was able to come all the way across from the weak side and then be wide open and just made a play. So
they have touchdown drives here of 68 yards and 65 yards. And we are just about to have the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff from Harris Field in Texarkana.
Got to delay a game on Liberty-Eylau, so we're going to back it up 5.
Again, as we told you, Tony was an official for how many years, Tony?
25.
25 years, so he kind of knows what's going on here.
Well, a lot of people don't realize you've got a play clock on the kickoff too. So
sure.
But
why would a team get a delay of game on a kickoff?
Yeah, it's not very smart.
Here's a deep kick, or a relatively deep kick to the 15-yard line, high, I will say that. And the return for the Wildcats now, out across the 30, out to the 40-yard line or thereabouts.
39-yard line. That's a pretty good return.
And once again, that is Tristan Hankins who returns it for the Wildcats to the 39-yard line. So Sulphur Springs was 3 and out on their first possession.
Yeah, we need to show a little this time. I think we'll see a little bit of an option, and not necessarily we just kind of straight handoff and threw it last time. I think we might see Mr. Driver put his legs into play this time, at least showing it.
14-7, Liberty-Eylau on top. Sulphur Springs scored on a fumble return. We are saying by Ty Bybee, and we're going to check on that as we get the opportunity. On the third play of the game, here's a big hole for D. Rose Luke. And Luke over the right side, and he gets past a tackler at the 30-yard line, still on his feet. And all the way inside the 10-yard line goes D. Rose Luke for Sulphur Springs. Big play there, Tony.
That's what you call hitting the seam and then putting the Jets into play. That one, the offensive line did a great job of getting him just enough. And it doesn't take a lot for him. He's not one of your big backs, but he did show some wheels once he saw green.
51 yards on the run by D. Rose Luke. And the Wildcats set up shop at the Liberty-Eylau 10-yard line, trailing 14-7, 2:55 left to go first quarter.
First and goal, so we got to score instead of the first down.
Snap to Brady Driver, and Driver design quarterback run going off tackle to the right side and gets down to the 6-yard line. The tackle by Tarvius Neal for Liberty-Eylau.
He got nearly half of it.
Gets to the 6.
Got a little adrenaline in the offense now from that play. I think that one woke us up a little, so we need to push this one on in.
D. Rose Luke coming into the game with 227 yards rushing and 5.5 yards per carry.
It went up.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So here is second down and goal from the 6. Snap to Driver. Driver going to the short side of the field and close to the goal line. And touchdown for Sulphur Springs by Brady Driver.
That's what we needed. That's a good answer.
So that is a 61-yard drive by the Wildcats in 2 plays. As Driver gets the 6-yard run on pure power, Tony. That's
right.
It's just that's like the old single wing.
When he gets he gets his mind made up and gets going downhill, it takes a pretty good person to stop him. He was determined.
Eric Rodriguez now 13 for 13 on his extra points this season, and this one is up, and it is also good. Ball game tied at 14 with 2:08 left to go in the first quarter. It's been an eventful first quarter, and Wildcat football continues right after this. Some discussion. James, we got a call from Adam saying the crowd mic was too hot, so we brought that down. Is it okay now? Well, maybe it needs to be up a little bit. Was it too? How much out of whack was it before? Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats for that touchdown by Brady Driver, a 6-yard run, and by the way, that will be his 9th rushing touchdown of the season. Now, Tony, looks like there's a penalty against Liberty-Eylau, and we may be, the Wildcats, thinking about going for 2 here.
That's what they've done. They've taken the point off the board. I missed that one. Everybody was leaving, and I missed it. So that's what they've done, is take the point off the board. It's awful early in the game, but that's what we're going to do, so let's go get it.
So the ball is at the 1-yard line. They line up here with Driver in the shotgun, and the snap to Driver, and he is driving his legs at the goal line, and delayed call there, but he got across.
Yep.
Linesman finally throws up his arms and gives the Wildcats the 2-point conversion. So it's 15-14 now. Sulphur Springs over Liberty-Eylau, and again, the Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats. So we'll take another break, come back with the J. Hodge kickoff right after this on KSST. Okay.
I'm having trouble hearing seeing any of the numbers. So
it's difficult.
Yeah, I'm not going to be any good on trying to identify.
Cameron, when you are giving me that, put it right in front of me. No, I mean, like right there. Okay. Eric Rodriguez about to kick off from the 40-yard line for Sulphur Springs after that 61-yard drive in 2 plays. And the Wildcats regained the lead at 15-14. Rodriguez
2:08 left in the first quarter.
Yeah,
lots of scoring.
Rodriguez had kicked the extra point, but there was a penalty called against Liberty-Eylau, and the Wildcats head coach Brandon Faircloth, with the gutsy decision to take the point off the board and go for 2. That's what they did, and Brady Driver.
And now Sulphur Springs has gotten the delay penalty on there. These guys they're not playing around with this clock tonight.
I don't think I've ever seen 2 delay of game penalties on kickoffs in a ball game, and certainly not on consecutive kickoffs.
I think I threw 1 or 2 in 25 years because the referees can control this too. So I don't know if they're getting in a hurry. I'm going to try to watch it next time.
So this time, Eric Rodriguez kicking off from the 35-yard line. 2 men standing at the 5-yard line for Liberty-Eylau. Rodriguez perfectly capable of putting it in the end zone, but maybe not from the 35. Now this one, he comes down at the 20-yard line. So not as short a kick as what we saw before, and here is a return for Liberty-Eylau. all the way across midfield.
And they're going to add 15 because they slung him down out of bounds, so that's not good.
Tarvius Neal on the return there for the Leopards, a senior. And as Tony told you, they're going to tack on more yards against the Wildcats. And he got to what, the 35 yard?
No, the 45. They're going to start on the 30-yard line, 1st and 10. That was not good discipline to sling him down. He was nearly about 5 to 8 yards out of bounds, so that was an easy call. They're talking over, though, so I don't know if there was a flag. There's a flag on the other side, so we may offset and get a lucky break here. I don't know, or else it may be 2 on us. And they take their pick.
Return by Tarvius Neal.
Yeah, we kicked it a little bit deeper, so I think that may be the end of those deeper kicks. I think we're fixing to start fluttering them.
If they said he went out at the 45, that would be a return of about 30 yards. I think he took it at the 25-yard line. But
they're moving back. We may get out of this one.
Holding against Liberty-Eylau.
Blocking the back.
Or blocking the back. Yep. Good. That's sometimes hard to tell.
No, it's very little difference.
Blocking the back, the palm is extended. Yep.
Now what we've got here is a live ball, dead ball. So we're going to go 10 back from that spot. Then we're going to go 15 forward with a first down.
And he just indicated personal foul against Sulphur Springs.
Yep. So both will be administered. It'll be a 5-yard net game, but Sulphur Springs gained 29 yards out of it by them having to block in the back. So we lucked out there.
Right. Line of scrimmage will be the 41-yard line in Liberty-Eylau territory instead of what we thought was going to be maybe, the 30 of Sulphur Springs.
It absolutely was going to be the 30 right there. So it's a big break for the Wildcats.
15-14, Sulphur Springs leading with 1:58 left to go in a very eventful first quarter. Liberty-Eylau from the spread with 2 men wide to the right of the ground. Fumble at a bad exchange between the quarterback and the running back there. That's Greg London, who's had a hard time holding on to the football tonight for the Leopards for whatever reason. But that's a loss for the Leopards back to the 36-yard line. So that's a loss of 5 yards.
That was the exact play that they fumbled and we got the score on. It was going to be, he was holding it in his belly and making a read out of it, and they've had a problem pulling it out. So that may not get called anymore tonight.
It is 2nd down, and I make it 15 yards for Liberty-Eylau. Here's a big rush on the quarterback Pipes. And pass is batted up and almost intercepted for Sulphur Springs. I'm trying to pick up who was it that was putting that big rush on Pipes.
We got a late hit, though, on the quarterback, which is going to result in a 15-yard penalty.
Well, that may have been
first down.
Zach Thomas is the guy who had the tremendous pressure there on Britton Pipes, but
he just took it too far. He didn't. Those defensive linemen, a lot of times they run hard to get to that quarterback, and it's hard to get there and not go ahead and put a hit on him. This time he just got called for it. So
personal foul against the Wildcats, and this will give a first down to Liberty-Eylau at the Sulphur Springs 49-yard line.
It was a great charge through there, and that ball got tipped. It actually was getting real close to getting intercepted.
2 or 3 Wildcats around that ball, fluttering in the air for a moment.
Yep.
2 to the near side, 1 to the far side, back to the left. Pipes the quarterback. They hand off, and little jitterbug routine there, and finally cuts it back and picks up a nice gain for Liberty-Eylau.
Very determined run. They had him for no gain, and he was able to lower his shoulder and push the pile, get a gain of 4.
Laren Vaughn on the tackle. And that was W.T. Jones getting the handoff, and we don't ordinarily think of as a running back, but he ends up getting 4 yards to the Sulphur Springs 45-yard line before Laren Vaughn brought him down. So 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Britton Pipes, the quarterback in the shotgun. Has the running back to his left. They set up the bubble screen to the near side. Once again, this is W.T. Jones, but this time he is in jail and caught behind the line of scrimmage, and making the tackle for Sulphur Springs, it's Braxton Wall, the senior linebacker.
That was a good job of getting through that blocker and some good pursuit to come help, because what LE's been doing is breaking that first tackle, then getting positive yards. This time they were able to do it, and then there was some discipline of not getting that extracurricular when they got him to the sideline. So that was a good job.
End in the first quarter, it's 15-14 Sulphur Springs. This is Wildcats football on KSST.
Yes.
Start of the second quarter. This is Sulphur Springs Wildcat football on KSST. I'm John Mark Dempsey along with Tony Flippin. And the Wildcats leading over Liberty-Eylau 15-14 with a 3rd down and 10 coming up for Liberty-Eylau at the Sulphur Springs 49-yard line.
Big play for the Wildcats coming up.
Leopards now going from right to left as we move into the second quarter. 2 to the far side and 2 to the near side. Big rush for Sulphur Springs. Pipes moving in the pocket. Finds his man Prevost, I think. Yes, and he is taken out of bounds at about the 42-yard line.
Short of the first down, but I promise you they're in 4-down territory right there, so we've got to do it again.
Braxton Walls took him out of bounds for Sulphur Springs. Braxton Wall, but it's a gain of 9 yards, so it's 4th and 1 at the Sulphur Springs 41-yard line. Prevost's pretty impressive, isn't he?
He is, but he's having more success crossing the field, so we're going to have to get a little bit of pressure. His plays have come when he can get across. They're trying to draw us off. The Wildcats did a good job. Nope. We're going to see. Was there contact or not? Timeout.
Timeout taken by Liberty-Eylau. Let's keep it here for the time being during this timeout. Big play coming up, 4th and 1, and we don't want to miss it. We did confirm that it was Ty Bybee on the fumble return for Sulphur Springs on the 3rd play of the game that put the Wildcats out on top 7-0. We were a little bit uncertain about that, and we checked on it, so we had it right all along. And that was a big play, but a lot of big plays in this game. By the way, we didn't underline it as much as we should. The touchdown that the Wildcats scored just a moment ago, the 6-yard touchdown run by Brady Driver, set up on that 52-yard run by B. Rose Luke. That was a spectacular play that gave them 1st and goal at the 10-yard line.
I think we might have another play or two for him the rest of the day, since he auditioned pretty good on that first one.
Without a doubt. And keep in mind that he's been the understudy for Malachi Rowland, who's been out with an ankle injury. So Wildcats going to have a great 1-2 punch when they have both of those guys.
Yes, sir.
Ready to go. 4th and 1 from the 41-yard line after the timeout. And now flags down again.
Flag down. That's got to go offense because there was no contact. They're going back 5. They were trying real hard to get us to jump.
So that's a false start there, and now it looks like the punting unit may be coming out onto the field for Liberty-Eylau. It'll be a 4th and 6 from the Sulphur Springs 46-yard line.
That's a nice sequence of discipline from your line to go 2 plays. They tried it once, didn't get us, and called timeout, and then tried it again. So that's good discipline. That's good coaching on the defensive line. I'm surprised that they actually tried that because they weren't but a yard or a yard and a half away. I figured they'd go ahead and run it.
Give a lot of credit to defensive coordinator Brett Page there for having his guys ready for that very thing. Here is the punt, and this is Britton Pipes, the quarterback, who is the punter.
Oh, did it touch us?
Loose ball in there inside the 20-yard line, and the Leopards think that they have it, and they do.
It hit one of our guys being a short punt, and then there wasn't he didn't get out of the way. Sometimes you just don't know it's coming. That's a bad break.
The punt coming down around the 20-yard line and brushed one of the Wildcats somehow.
Hit him in the back of the leg.
I remember that happening, Tony, in a Dallas Cowboys game long ago.
Yep.
And it happened to Rayfield Wright. I won't bore folks further with those old memories.
Well,
but it's not the first time that it's happened.
Well, what you're supposed to be doing on that is, if it's a short kick, they're supposed to be hollering clear out of the way, and everybody's supposed to peel out. And it's just a bad break. So we'll see if we can hold them, keep them from scoring, minimize the damage.
First down for Liberty-Eylau at the Sulphur Springs 19-yard line on that recovery of what amounts to a muff punt. Handoff goes to Greg London, trying to go off tackle to the right, then he takes it outside, makes the quarter, but only gets a couple of yards.
Yep. I think he got two. That looked like it might break just a little bit, but the pursuit did a good job of taking him to the sideline.
Braxton Wall with the tackle for Sulphur Springs. Second down and 8 at the Wildcat 17-yard line. Wildcats leading 15-14, 11-15 left to go in the first half, but Liberty-Eylau threatening at the Wildcat 17-yard line. Ball on the far hash mark. 2 men wide to the near side, 1 to the far side. From the shotgun, the snap is to Britton Pipes. Handoff goes to Greg London, plowing over the left side, across the 15, down to about the 14-yard line of the Wildcats for a gain of about 3 yards.
Got his shoulders low and his legs churning. That was every bit him. He did a good job, and the Wildcats were gang tackling, and they did okay as well.
Nathan Andrews, first contact there for Sulphur Springs. So he gets to the 14.
Big play here.
I make it 3rd and 5. Need to get just inside the 10-yard line for the first down. Ball's just inside the 15. 3 men wide to the near side as they move from right to left. 1 to the far side, a back to the left of the quarterback Pipes. Snap to Pipes, big rush. They're trying to set up a screen, and it is incomplete. And they're trying to set up that bubble screen there to DeQuayne Prevost, who had a touchdown early in the ball game on a 51-yard pass from Pipes, but it was incomplete, and now 4th down and 5, Tony.
And they're keeping the offense in there, so I don't know if they either want to try it or don't have confidence in their kicking game, but it looks like that they're keeping the offense on the field. So this is a huge play if that's the case. Needs some more discipline to make sure they don't jump us offside, too.
This opportunity set up on the recovered muff punt. Just inside the 20-yard line. Here it is, 4th and 5 from just inside the 15. And Pipes faking the handoff, rolling out to his right, passing. And hard to see if it was caught, but I believe it was close to the 5-yard line.
Yep.
W.T. Jones made the catch and then immediately out of bounds. And that'll be good enough for a first down. At the Sulphur Springs 5-yard line, it'll be first down and goal.
They kind of had a choice there because Prevost was about 5 yards deeper.
Ineligible man downfield, however, against Liberty-Eylau, Tony.
Well, I'm just missing this stuff. I'm trying to see numbers. I'm struggling trying to see numbers, so I'm missing that. Another break then, but that was they're running rollouts to keep the pressure away, and so for an offensive lineman, it's hard to discipline yourself and know when you can get downfield.
This will push the ball back to the original line of scrimmage of the 19-yard line.
Big break for the Wildcats. They need to take advantage of it.
And now 4th down and 10.
That sounds a lot better than 1st and goal to 5.
Oh, absolutely.
Big play. Now I'm going to see where number 12 is. I think he's in the slot over here.
Yep. Ball between the hash marks, 2 to either side as wide routes. And a big rush on Britton Pipes, and he gets away from the first man, now throws it. And incomplete at the 10-yard line. Nobody there for Liberty-Eylau, but terrific pass rush there by the Wildcats.
That was a great push by 2 or 3 of the defensive linemen, and they got him early, and he got out of it, but there was another line behind him, and he just threw it up, and it didn't work. So great job by the defense to not get any points on the board for LE.
So Sulphur Springs holding on to that 15-14 lead. Turning away the Leopards on that 4th and 10 from the 19-yard line. They would have had first and goal at the 5 had it not been for an ineligible man downfield a couple of plays ago. So Sulphur Springs now moving left to right from the 19-yard line. And on first down, handoff goes to Cameron Jefferson in the ballgame now at running back, and Jefferson breaks a tackle or 2. Lowers his shoulder across the 25 up to the 28.
He absolutely lowered his shoulder. He got more than half of that on him.
Out to the 27-yard line. And again, they keep it on the ground to Cameron Jefferson, and he's to the 30-yard line, and that'll be a first down for the Wildcats. Cameron Jefferson coming into the game has seen quite a bit of action, 17 carries for 58 yards.
That's what's impressive. We're putting different people in there and showcasing them a little bit. So we've got some depth. That's a good positive sign.
And he was a really key player on the other side of the ball last year for Sulphur Springs. I'm surprised that he's not playing defense again this year. Here's the quick pass out to Watson. There goes Watson down the sideline. Made the catch in the flat on the far side and got away from the tackler and is up to midfield or thereabouts.
I was wondering when it was going to happen. They hit him late and they let one of them let it go, but we got a flag, so we're going to go 15 dead ball on this one as well.
Jaquan Johnson made the tackle for Liberty-Eylau, and Wildcats may get a bonus 15 here.
They're showing him out of bounds way before I saw it. I thought that he got across midfield, but evidently he didn't.
They're waving it off.
Okay. Well, they're waving it off in my mind because the runner kept running after he had stepped out. So
I see.
You're kind of setting yourself up. That's one that's kind of iffy because you could have stayed with it, but I can see that one getting waved off with the fact that he stepped out that far because that's 15 yards short of where he got hit out of bounds.
I see.
And he kept running.
Yeah.
So.
Wyatt Watson with an 11-yard gain. It's still a first down for the Wildcats. Now, flags down as the Leopards jumped off sides just before the snap. Now there's some extracurricular activities going on between a Wildcat and a Leopard over there, and other flags have come down. So we're going to have, looks like, encroachment by Liberty-Eylau. And then who knows what this other thing is going to be, as we had Wildcat and Leopard shoving each other over on the far side after the play.
You're going to have encroachment and hopefully no contact. You're going to have pass interference at the minimum. Then it's going to be whether or not we have offsetting fouls for personal fouls afterward. So if we didn't make contact at the line of scrimmage and they let the play run, the first foul is going to be 15 yards for pass interference. Then we're going to have to see what's happening with dead ball fouls for unsportsmanlike.
Wow. I did not see the pass interference as clearly as you did.
Yeah, it was there. We're calling timeout. We may... I don't know what we're doing here.
Going to have a conversation.
We are going to have a conversation.
Tom Daly out of the Tyler chapter is our referee tonight.
Yep. Umpire's doing a good job of holding the spot from the line of scrimmage because we got to figure out how many fouls we have and then which ones are live ball, dead ball, and so forth.
Again, Tony has 25 years of experience as a Texas high school football official, and you were the referee for quite a few of those years.
I was fortunate for about 10 or 12 to be the referee. That's the one that gets to go exchange pleasantries with the coaches, but I loved it because I feel like I could talk to them and at least make them feel comfortable and so forth. We didn't agree all the time by any means, but I felt like I could keep control of the situation.
And a lot of people refer to all of the officials as referees, but the referee in baseball terminology is the crew chief.
That's right. That is the crew chief, and it's the easiest job on the field when you got 4 guys you trust. And I was fortunate for every bit of my career to have people I could trust, and it was a pleasure.
Well, again, we have three possible penalties, as I interpreted what you said just a moment ago,
Yep.
Tony.
And I think what they may be doing, I don't know whether or not there were any punches thrown, because this could be some ejections.
I saw open-handed shoving is what I saw.
So it should start offsides decline. Well, they didn't say decline.
It didn't indicate decline.
No. If they don't decline it, that means they did not call pass interference. So let's see again.
There's the offside against Liberty-Eylau, and then at the end of the pass play, that 2 players, one from each side, were shoving each other.
Yep.
Oh, somebody was ejected.
There is an ejection.
And he is talking with your friend, the head coach, Dewoski Davis, the head coach of Liberty-Eylau. So that tells me that it's a Leopard who was ejected from the game.
Yep, it was an ejection. So evidently they did not call pass interference down there. They strictly called the offsides because that's what they marked, and then they're going unsportsmanlike against the Wildcats, and also going to have unsportsmanlike against LE with an ejection. So those would offset. So I think we're going to get the 5 yards and be 1st and 5, and I don't know which player was ejected.
The down marker indicates that over on the far side, Tony. It's at the 46-yard line, and it still says 1st down, so it looks like it will be 1st down and 5 for the Wildcats. After all of that, Dewoski Davis, we want to talk more about maybe at halftime. He is in his 4th year as the head coach at Liberty-Eylau with a 19-17 record. 3 years at Queen City and 11 seasons at Clarksville.
One of my all-time favorite coaches. I've had him those 11 years at Clarksville. He liked my crew. We worked on a draft situation, and he would always, if he could get me 2 games, he did. That's the most you could get. But I love Dewoski. I need to go see him. I did not realize he was here, but he is a great coach. Liberty-Eylau is blessed to have him, I promise you.
Our score is Sulphur Springs 15 and Liberty-Eylau 14. I don't know how long we've been in delay here after that confusing situation a moment ago involving unsportsmanlike conduct and a player being ejected who we do not know we do not know who that player is. The offsides penalty against Liberty-Eylau. But we're ready to go now. 1st and 5 for the Wildcats from the Sulphur Springs 46-yard line.
I think
now another flag, or is that just a marker of some kind?
I didn't see it.
But the official, I heard a whistle, and somehow the play was stopped from getting underway.
Okay, number 5.
Off. It is false start.
Okay.
Against the Wildcats.
Jaden Coleman was the one that was ejected. I just saw him take his helmet and jersey off.
Well, he's
number 5.
One of their key receivers.
So he's gone for the game, and that also will make him miss the first half of the next football game because of UIL rules too. So that's a severe penalty.
So we're back to 1st and 10. This is exactly where we were after the reception by Wyatt Watson. Seems like a long time ago. Now on 1st down, Wildcats hand it off, and it's a gain over the left side of a yard or 2 for Cameron Jefferson. He gets to the 42-yard line, and it is W.T. Jones on the tackle for Liberty-Eylau. Make it 2nd down and 8.
Right now is a time for both teams to keep their heads, because if anybody gets stood up right after an ejection, you have a lot of tension going. So
Tight formation here for Sulphur Springs, and a pass to the far side. Is that caught? It was a tightrope catch, and it is good.
Mercy. I didn't think there was any way he came down with his toes in there, but they're spotting it at 38, so that's a great point.
Skylar Lewis on the catch for the Wildcats.
That's a great play, great pass, but I thought he was out, but they came up without any hesitation and put it on the spot, and we'll take it. 1st and 10.
That's an NFL catch at the sideline there.
You bet. That was pure mechanical and perfect.
Got his toes in just inside the sideline there. Skylar Lewis for Sulphur Springs. First down at the 38-yard line, 17 yards on the game. They give it to Cameron Jefferson, and Jefferson off left tackle and breaking tackles as he goes.
First down.
Keeps his feet moving, and he is all the way to the Liberty-Eylau 25-yard line.
That's a nice power run. It opened up good, but when it came time to make a hit, he lowered his head, used his body, and ran it backwards.
Carter Stanley, a defensive back, made the tackle for Liberty-Eylau. That's 13 yards on the game by Cameron Jefferson for Sulphur Springs. Wildcats have gone with both D. Rose Luke and Cameron Jefferson at running back, and they have both been very productive. Timeout on the field. Let's take a break. It is 15-14 Sulphur Springs. Wildcats football on KSST. Okay. I'm not doing my first down thing. A Hooten Hardware first down, and let me say we've had several Hooten Hardware first downs here, so we're going to catch up with those. Hope we have a lot more.
You bet.
First down, Wildcats. Liberty-Eylau 26-yard line. Sulphur Springs leading 15-14. Driver,
and he's going to throw it, and it's open.
This is Caden Mitchell throwing, and it is caught for the touchdown.
That one developed great. From up here, it was an easy see.
Wyatt Watson on the catch, and it is for the first time in this season that I am aware of, Caden Mitchell in the ballgame, who played a lot of quarterback last season for Sulphur Springs. And he was in at wide receiver, and Brady Driver flipped it to him, going from left to right, and wide open. It was Wyatt Watson for the touchdown.
Just a great play. You could see it developing.
Here's the kick by Eric Rodriguez, and that one, for whatever reason, did not get more than about 15 feet off the ground, but it does limp through the uprights. It's good, and the Wildcats lead at 22-14. 7:29 left to go in the first half. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Thank you. Okay. And Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats on that touchdown pass of 25 yards from Caden Mitchell on a reverse to Wyatt Watson. And the extra point by Eric Rodriguez made it 22-14.
That was another one just like the plays that LE had so far where they came from the opposite side of the field. This was an exact development the same way.
81-yard drive in 7 plays for Sulphur Springs. 17-yard pass to Watson, a 19-yard pass, beautiful catch by Skylar Lewis, and then we had a 13-yard run by Cameron Jefferson, so some big plays on that drive. And here's the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff for Sulphur Springs, taken at the 15-yard line. And the return up the near side, little crease there down the sideline. Look out, across the 50, past the last man. He is going to score for the Leopards.
Number 1.
This is Tarvius Neal with an 80-yard kickoff return for Liberty-Eylau.
I thought we were going to do the squib kick the rest of the game, and I guess they didn't hear me over there, so we had one safety man, and they gave him the shoulder, and he gave up he went to the sideline, and wasn't enough.
So Wildcats had opened up a little space between themselves and Liberty-Eylau, but that has been closed now, and Liberty-Eylau could tie this game should they decide to go for 2.
Yeah, they'll go for 2 this time.
22-20 now. 7:14 left to go in the second quarter. Just a moment ago, an 80-yard kickoff return by Tarvius Neal. And he hit that little seam there at about his own 40-yard line and got past the last Wildcat who possibly could have made the play at about the 30. So they will go for 2. Britton Pipes takes the snap. Handoff Greg London, and London is pushing, and gets the 2-point conversion. I thought he was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage.
He was.
But he just kept those legs moving. He's a big, strong guy.
They stood him up, but he kept going. That was determination.
Refused to go down. Second and third effort there by Greg London, and we have a tie game. 22-22. 7:14 left to go first half. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Okay. Audio quality okay?
They've not started the clock yet. I'm going to watch the time clock. I'm not so sure that it's supposed to be 40 seconds from the time. Yeah.
22-22. Sulphur Springs and Liberty-Eylau from Texarkana tonight. Wildcats scored on that reverse pass from Caden Mitchell to Wyatt Watson of 25 yards. And then on the ensuing kickoff, an 80-yard kickoff run returned by Tarvius Neal for Liberty-Eylau. And then they get the 2-point conversion on a very determined run, as Tony pointed out to you. Right up the middle, and it looked like the Wildcats had him stopped, but he just would not go down. He carried 3 or 4 Wildcats across the goal line with him. So there's your play clock over there. It says 6.
They're not set. They're having to rush.
We've had 2 delay of game penalties on kickoffs here tonight. Here is the kickoff and return by Tristan Hankins for Sulphur Springs. Took it at the 5-yard line. He gets back to the 20, and that is as far as he will go.
They kicked that with 1 second left. They had a lot of confusion, but they got it.
Yeah,
off.
I don't know what that problem is tonight. That's usually not one where you see a lot of confusion.
No.
Not a very complicated thing. So Wildcats have the ball at their own 20.
To go.
Yep. That last drive for Sulphur Springs, 81 yards in 7 plays. And here we are again. Jeff Stevenson out over the football. That offensive line for Sulphur Springs, Isaac Alexander, Aiden McCarroll, Jeff Stevenson, Brandon Vasquez, and Vincent Johnson. Been doing a great job here tonight. 2 to the far side and 1 to the near side. Big hole up the middle, and the Wildcats keeping it on the ground, and this is D. Rose Luke back in the ball game, who had the big 52-yard run in the first quarter, and he's out to the 40-yard line for a gain of 20.
That's bad when a 20-yard gain cuts down your per carry average in the ball game, but we can keep going with that. We can live with that.
Hagan Power made the tackle for Liberty-Eylau. 6:47 left to go in the first half. This is the final pre-district game for Sulphur Springs. Off week next week, and then they are at Community after that. And once again, D. Rose Luke taking the handoff, takes a step to his left, then cuts it back to his right, and crosses the line of scrimmage up to about the 43-yard line.
Got about 4 out of it. He made a couple of nice moves to get what he had. They had that one stopped up pretty good.
Jaquan Johnson made the tackle for Liberty-Eylau. He's going both ways. A number of these Leopards Tony, do go both ways. I think they have 6 starters on offense and defense that start on both offense and defense.
You can look at the sidelines and see we've got probably nearly double the amount on the sideline that LE does, so they have a lot of two-way.
2nd and 7. Brady Driver has Sky Lewis open at the 30-yard line. Lewis makes a man miss at the 20, cutting back still on his feet at the 10. Hit from behind, but holds on to the football. And will be down at the 8-yard line of Liberty-Eylau. And it is Solio Greer who makes the tackle, or I beg your pardon, Zabrian Hawkins, a junior defensive back.
Nicely thrown ball, good route. Could have gone to the house, but they made a good pursuit. Skyler held on to the ball because that was one where you get hit from behind a lot of times, not expected. So that was a good outcome. 1st and goal at the 9.
48 yards on the gain from Brady Driver to Skyler Lewis. 1st and goal for Sulphur Springs at the Liberty-Eylau 9. Jackson Hare in motion from right to left. Driver rolling to his left, throwing into the end zone, caught, touchdown, Wyatt Watson, back corner of the end zone.
That was a nice play. You could see that again. It was developed well. Brady got some time by moving the pocket and made a really nice throw to the deep end of the back of the end zone.
2nd touchdown of the night for Wyatt Watson. And that will be his 4th touchdown catch of the season. And the Wildcats back out on top 28-22 with Eric Rodriguez to attempt the extra point here. Brady Driver is the holder. Oh, no, I beg your pardon, that's Caden Mitchell, and the kick by Rodriguez is up, and it is good. 29-22, and the Wildcats with that touchdown, and we say that Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op actually says, way to go, Wildcats, on that touchdown. And by the way, on the previous first down, Hooten Hardware first down for Sulphur Springs. 29-22, 5:06 to go first half, and this is Wildcats football on KSST. Wildcats football on KSST, and Sulphur Springs now leading 29-22. That's an 80-yard drive, Tony, in 4 plays.
That was just a real nice answer. That's what a good football team does after something like a kickoff return like that. Didn't get excited, ran it right down the field, executed well.
Kickoff by Rodriguez, and this time they kick it short, lands at the 32-yard line. Picked up, and a short return here for the Leopards to the 35-yard line.
That's what we need to do. Like I said, I'd rather have a linebacker returning that kick. They've got some good skill people. Both sides of both teams out here have good skill people. So sometimes you have to just say, we're not going to let you have it.
By the way, on that drive, the key plays a 20-yard run by D. Rose Luke. Then the 48-yard pass from Brady Driver to Skyler Lewis to the 9-yard line. Then they got the touchdown as Wyatt Watson wide open in the back corner of the end zone with Brady Driver rolling out to his left against his body to make the throw. First down for Liberty-Eylau at the 35-yard line. Leopards trailing by a touchdown, 29-22. Handoff on first down. Britton Pipes gives it, I believe that is London, and he is swarmed by Wildcat tacklers, and there will be no gain here.
Giovanni Solis, I think, was the first one, and he held on.
Giovanni Solis, indeed it was, the junior defensive lineman. No gain to the 35-yard line.
Put a big old bear hug on him and held up for the reinforcements, and they got there quick. No gain. That's a good starter.
Greg London, big strong fella on the carry there, but no match for Giovanni Solis.
Not that time.
2nd and 10. Leopards moving right to left. Man wide to either side. This is to London again, and London, a shifty back with a lot of power, up the middle to the 45-yard line, and he'll have a first down for Sulphur Springs on the tackle. It's Braxton Wall for the Wildcats.
Just a good power run. He was a little offended by that last play, and he made up for it that time.
We don't have heights and weights on these guys, but I'm guessing that Greg London, 5'10", 5'11", 200 pounds, in that range. Big, husky young man, as we used to say.
He's a well-built player. He's a well-built young man. A lot of strength.
Wide out to the far side, wide out to the near side, moving right to left from the Leopard 45-yard line. Give it to London again. London a step to his right, then cutting back, but he is swarmed by Wildcats. And first
Hall.
man, Day Hall. First man I saw too. And who else in there? Yeah, it was Day Hall leading the charge there for Sulphur Springs.
These guys, you're talking about the height and weight. I've noticed the coaches don't like to put out a lot of information.
That's right.
But they don't look like they did when I played 50 years ago. we had some stringy arms and baggy pants.
Well, when you look at rosters from those guys in the 60s, if you saw a guy 190 pounds, that was a big guy.
We had two people that were 200 pounds, and we're like, man, y'all are huge.
Yeah,
now
absolutely.
That's a safety.
Second down and 9 from the 46. And Pipes handing off once again to London between the tackles. And London fighting for every inch there, but only able to get a yard to the 47-yard line. And it's going to be third and long, and on the tackle for the Wildcats, Laren Vaughn again.
That's a good job of the interior. They just held their ground, and there's a lot of power going both ways. Timeout now.
Laren Vaughn, the Wildcats' middle linebacker.
Timeout, Sulphur Springs.
29-22, the Wildcats leading. Wildcats football continues after this on KSST. Okay, so you don't want any more until halftime? Okay. Sulphur Springs Wildcats football on KSST. I'm John Mark Dempsey, along with Tony Flippin, veteran Texas football official, and Tony also co-proprietor of Flip's Burgerland. Wonderful establishment in downtown Sulphur Springs.
Thank you. We're proud of it.
Well, you ought to be.
That's my son's burger joint, and he does a great job with it.
I can attest to that.
I'm looking at the stands over there from the Wildcats, and they are filled up pretty good. We had a good travel.
Here's third down and 8. Play action pass. Pipes under pressure. Coming back to his left, throwing downfield, has a man out there, but it's off his fingertips, incomplete at the 25-yard line.
Nice disruption there. We had good pressure that made him reverse his field, and he had to throw against the grain and try too deep of a pass, and Sulphur had too many people back there. That was a good job. That's what we needed for that down.
Tarvius Neal, who had that 80-yard kickoff return a few minutes ago, was the intended receiver there, and he had a chance, but ball just off his fingertips a little too high. So it's fourth down. Or is it?
That's what I can't see. I think it's fourth down, but they haven't changed the marker over there, or the
the down marker says fourth.
Okay,
so they will punt.
It's got the lights blinding me where I can't see it. I thought it made it fourth down. I was going to be real disappointed.
Pipes, little daring move there as he gave it the rugby-type punt and then carried it with him for several steps before he decided to punt, and I believe that was Skylar Lewis back to return and took it on a fair catch.
I think at the 21 is where we're going to start.
22.
22, okay. I'm not a fan of the rugby punt, but he sure was studying, so there we better hold our ground because that's going to set up a pass or a run later in the game if they need it. But
anytime you have your quarterback as the punter, that's quite a weapon.
That is a weapon.
In fact, if I was a coach, I'd start with that. Is it possible that quarterback can be my punter? Because I love the opportunities that creates.
It does present it every time.
Sulphur Springs leading 29-22. Brady Driver from the 22-yard line. Play action pass. Wyatt Watson makes the catch out in the flat. but very short gain, if any gain at all, and the clock continues to roll. Did he gain at all? I think maybe that was no gain.
Yeah, 1 at the most.
Well, they're going to give him 1. Yeah, he got to the 23 for 1 yard. That little pass out into the flat. Wyatt Watson with 2 touchdown catches in the first half. Clock down to 1:35 left to go. Do I see that Sulphur Springs has 2 timeouts?
I believe
the
we've
scoreboard?
only called 1, yes.
Second down and 9. Driver in the pocket, passing over the middle, complete to Skylar Lewis. Leaping catch at the 40-yard line, down at the 42-yard line. First down, Wildcats, and that's a Hooten Hardware first down for Sulphur Springs. 19 yards.
He knew he was going to get hit. Skylar did a great job of catching it and drawing it in. This is where we're trying to get that 2-for-1 score. Score before the half and get that kickoff.
First down and 10 for the Wildcats. Driver in the pocket throwing. Once again, Skylar Lewis catches it in space.
30-yard line.
And is taken down at the 30 in Liberty-Eylau territory. That's 28 yards on that gain to Skylar Lewis after a 19-yard gain on the previous play. And the tackle by Hagen Power for Liberty-Eylau.
Came down inbounds, so the clock's running. We've got to be aware of that.
46 seconds left to go in the half. I have the Wildcats with 2 timeouts, what I see on the scoreboard. Play action pass. Driver moving in the pocket. Throwing. Has his man. That's Jackson Hare at the 10-yard line. Hare will have a first down. That's another Hooten Hardware first down for Sulphur Springs at the 10. 20 yards on the gain. Hagen Power again, the tackle for Liberty-Eylau. Timeout called for by the Leopards. We'll keep it here because we don't want to miss a possible Wildcat touchdown.
That was a really nice play, but he had his choice of receivers, and Chris Adams was deep, and he had a touchdown there. So he just chose for the first down. They may have actually canceled each other out in a straight line, but Adams was deep for a touchdown. So a really nice design play with options for your quarterback. That's what you want.
Wildcats have moved from their own 22 to the Liberty-Eylau 10 in 4 plays on passes of 19 yards to Skylar Lewis, 23 yards, or was that 28 yards to Skylar Lewis, and now just a moment ago 20 yards to Jackson Hare. I tell you, Driver's got a lot of targets.
He does. There's lots of skill players, and that's what I was thinking a while ago when you were talking about the 2 running backs. And so it's nice when a coach can say, let's call this play and give it to the running back instead of a specific running back. So that's what's happening. We've got receivers and backs that are interchangeable and that are talented, and looks real nice. We need to power this in. Get that 2-for-1 advantage again. Put this game, get a little breathing space.
Wildcats leading 29-22. This is first and goal from the 10. And Driver throwing for Lewis. What a throw and what a catch for the touchdown. Back shoulder throw to the far side of the field. And Skylar Lewis catches it in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats.
That was perfect. I actually thought that the defender turned around and had a chance, but then he just lost it, and it was perfectly thrown. That's a great way to end that drive, and what have we got? 25 seconds, so if we can keep a big play off of them, then we get this 2-for-1 advantage, and that's exactly what we wanted from the coin toss.
And Tony's talking about the fact that the Wildcats will have the football to start in the second half. Here's the kick by Eric Rodriguez, and it is good, and he continues to be perfect on his extra points and field goals this season because he had a field goal last week, the only field goal so far this season. 36-22. Sulphur Springs with 25 seconds left to go in the half. This is Wildcats football. And let me just say, by the way, before we go to break, that Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go, Wildcats, on that beautiful touchdown pass.
And it was.
This is KSST. How did we get to 36? I don't remember how. Wildcats football on KSST. John Mark Dempsey along with Tony Flippin tonight with Chad Young, as we said, on assignment this week. And he'll be back with us when the Wildcats go to community on October 6th, and that'll be the start of district play after an open week next week. Here's the kickoff by Rodriguez, and they kick it short. It lands at the 31-yard line. It will be returned.
Ooh, what a hit.
I think what the Wildcats hoped for was that the ball would hit the ground, but instead it was returned by Cameron Hadaway. And the tackle for Sulphur Springs by Alex King. Was that the hit that you saw, or was that another one?
I don't think it was that one. Number 19 for the Wildcats kind of took one. I think he was looking at a little different area, and all of a sudden one came through and got him. But defense now has got a job of bend but don't break. You've only got 25 seconds left. So,
by the way, that was the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff just a moment ago. 78-yard drive in 5 plays for Sulphur Springs. The 10-yard touchdown pass from Brady Driver to Skylar Lewis just a moment ago. Back shoulder throw, beautiful throw and catch. 9th touchdown pass of the season for Brady Driver, and it was the 6th touchdown reception for Skylar Lewis. And
they just took a knee. So.
Britton Pipes goes to a knee to end the half, and Wildcats go into the locker room leading 36-22. Didn't you say this was going to be a high-scoring
ball game? There's a lot of skilled players out there, and both quarterbacks can get it to them, and so it's hard to play defense when you got this kind of skill, because the offense knows where they want to go. Defense is reacting. So typical modern day football. Offense, which that's what the fans like. The days of the 7-6 defense, people say, I don't like that at all. Well, I grew up that way.
Right.
And I love it if it's truly that way instead of sloppy. But this is what the rule book is made for offense, and this is the type of game it's supposed to bring now. So this is all right.
36-22, Sulphur Springs at halftime, and we'll come back with the Sulphur Springs High School Band in just a moment. This is Wildcats football on KSST. 3 30-second spots. Yeah, that'll be okay. Do we even have any 60-second spots?
No.
That's what I should have known.
I can't believe they took a knee.
Well, it's a good point because they're going to have to kick off. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, they've moved the ball, so in that 40-yard line, that wasn't
Well, that last drive by Sulphur Springs, though, was
nice.
Unbelievable.
That's right.
Man, that's beautiful. Lord.
Yeah.
And we still have not showcased Brady. He's made the one run on the touchdown.
Yep.
I don't think he's run about 3 times.
I think you're right.
So that we're doing all of this without showcasing our best player.
Now, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, you all listening on YouTube or listening in as we have a chat, Tony Flippett and John Mark Dempsey, but I think that anything that we've said is A-OK.
So far.
We'll be mindful of that, though. Sulphur Springs Wildcats football on KSST. The Wildcats leading at halftime 36-22. And the Sulphur Springs High School Band on the field at halftime along with the Blue Blazes. So let's go to the field and hear their performance.
The Blazers are under the direction of Liberty-Eylau and Assistant Director David Coleman. The Blazers would like to thank their sponsors, Rover and White, The Sign Shop, Wyatt Towing, Social Training Center for Den, Bob Evans, Hawkins County Abstract, Orthodontics, Coldwell Banker Watson Co., Ken Pete and Aaron, Cornerstone Renovation, City National Bank, Boggy Construction, and Nottingham Dodge. Now, join the Blazers as they perform our festive skirt routine to El Cumbanchero.
Whoop, there he is. What's up, man? How you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, here they come. Man, oh man, that Wildcat band. The band is being led on the field by drum majors Catherine Sargent, Jeremy Resendez, Lauren Menard, and Brody Emmer. The Wildcat band would like to recognize this week's section of the week, the Color Guard. And this week's band members of the week are Keane Miller and Lindsay Hayes. Bobby,
So my cage, you know, do that. We all on the baseball team. All them on
Okay, from Harris Field in Texarkana, this is John Mark Dempsey along with Tony Flippin. It is halftime. You just heard the performance of the Sulphur Springs High School Band on the field in front of the Liberty-Eylau home crowd here. The Wildcats leading at halftime 36 to 22 over Liberty-Eylau. And so let's take a break, and we will come back and have a conversation about the first half and get ready for the second half when Wildcat football continues after this on KSST. Is the audio halfway decent on that? Okay. Is my level good? God, it's so hard to see up here. Tony?
Yes, sir.
No, I mean, Cameron. When you're doing a great job, but it's so hard to see. If you could kind of hold it like something like that. Because when you're up here, I'm having a very hard time seeing. Also, kind of if I'm here, kind of out in front of me, but kind of hold it like that so I can get some light on it. Yes. All right. And then but still you need to point it. But yeah, right. Sulphur Springs Wildcats football on KSST. I'm John Mark Dempsey along with Tony Flippin, sitting in for Chad Young tonight. And the Wildcats leading at halftime by a score of 36 to 22 over Liberty-Eylau. Let's recap the scoring in the ball game as best we can. It's going to take a while, Tony. As the Wildcats got on the board on the third play from scrimmage. Actually, I guess it was the second play from scrimmage, as Ty Bybee picked up a fumble in the backfield and took it back 35 yards for a touchdown, and the extra point good, and Sulphur Springs led 7-0 with 11:08 left to go in the first quarter. Liberty-Eylau came right back, though, on their next possession, and they drove 65 yards in 8 plays. They got a touchdown on a 16-yard run by Caleb Parks. There was a low snap on the extra point, and so the score remained at 7-6. 65-yard drive, 8 plays, and it was 7-6 with 7:14 left to go in the first quarter. Sulphur Springs goes 3 and out on their first offensive possession. Liberty-Eylau got the ball back after a punt, and they get a 51-yard touchdown pass from Caleb Pipes to DeQuayne Prevost. He was wide open on the play, and then Pipes the 2-point conversion to make it 14-7 Liberty-Eylau with 3:28 left to go in the first quarter. That was a 68-yard drive in 6 plays. Wildcats come right back, and they get a 52-yard run by D. Rose Luke that gave them a 1st and goal at the 10. And then 2 plays later, Brady Driver, the 6-yard touchdown run, and then Driver carried the ball for the 2-point conversion. And the Sulphur Springs Wildcats back out in front 15-14 with 2:08 left to go in the first quarter. Still in the first quarter. 61-yard drive in 3 plays. Sulphur Springs goes out on top 22-14 midway through the second quarter. It's an 81-yard drive in 7 plays. 25-yard touchdown pass on a reverse from Caden Mitchell, who was in the ballgame at wide receiver. And he took the toss from Brady Driver, going from left to right, and wide open down the field was Wyatt Watson for a 25-yard touchdown pass. Extra point good by Eric Rodriguez to make it 22-14 Wildcats. 7:29 left to go in the second quarter. On the ensuing kickoff, an 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Tarvius Neal for Liberty-Eylau. And then their big running back Greg London got the 2-point conversion, so 22-22 with 7:14 left to go in the first half. Wildcats come back with an 80-yard 4-play drive. D. Rose Luke a 20-yard run on that drive, a 48-yard pass from Driver to Skylar Lewis, and the touchdown pass was a beauty from Brady Driver, a back shoulder throw to Wyatt Watson. I beg your pardon, that was the next touchdown, but the touchdown was from Brady Driver, 9 yards to Wyatt Watson. Eric Rodriguez the kick, and the Wildcats led 29-22 with 5:06 left to go in the second quarter. 80-yard four-play drive there. Wildcats get the ball back, and after a punt by Liberty-Eylau, and it was a 78-yard, five-play drive for Sulphur Springs. Again, Skylar Lewis, some big plays on that drive, a 19-yard catch and a 28-yard catch, also a 20-yard throw to Jackson Hare. And the touchdown pass came, that was the back shoulder throw from Brady Driver to Skylar Lewis in the corner of the end zone. Front corner of the end zone over on the far side, and the extra point by Eric Rodriguez, who continues to be perfect on his extra point attempts. And 36-22 is the score at halftime, as that last touchdown came just before the half. And Tony, what an entertaining first half of football.
It was real entertaining half. Both teams made some really nice drives, some really nice plays. Each team has scored a non-offensive touchdown, but Sulphur Springs has come up with more stops, and thus they've got the lead at halftime. We did a good job stopping the two-point conversion on the botch snap. That's not an average play, but it showed discipline where the defense is not just sitting there waiting for the kick to go off. We've had a little bit of everything. We've had the scuffle and unfortunately an ejection, but cooler heads have prevailed, and we finished out the half that way, and it ought to be a really entertaining second half.
And Sulphur Springs will have the football to start the second half because, as we have commented throughout the first half, the Wildcats won the toss but deferred to the second half. And as you pointed out, it's kind of a 2-for-1 kind of thing because they scored just before the end of the first half. They did have to kick off, but only time really for Liberty-Eylau to simply run out the clock, or that's what they chose to do. So the Wildcats are going to get the ball right back at the start of the second half, not very long in terms of time elapsed in the game after they scored that most recent touchdown.
It basically tunes itself in to be a turnover because you score, then you give them one play, and then you get it back again. So you can even say it's like that, but it's definitely the possibility of a backbreaker where if you score late, and then you score at the first possession of the third quarter, and all of a sudden you're up 14 or so, that other team gets to looking and saying, well, this may not be our night. So we'll see how this one rolls out.
By the way, Lady Wildcat volleyball is they are 15-14 under head coach Bailey Dorner, and lost to Van Tuesday night 3-0. We need to find somebody here. They played this afternoon at Liberty-Eylau in the first district game. So we need to see if we can find somebody from Sulphur Springs who can give us the score of the Lady Wildcats volleyball game this afternoon, see what we can do about that. But they play at North Lamar Tuesday evening at 6 p.m., and then they're at home next Friday against Paris for their next home game, and that will be a district game at 4:30 in Wildcat Gym. Cross-country team hosted the Wildcat Invitational today, and next Friday they will be at the Ken Gaston Invitational at Lynn Creek Park in Grand Prairie. Team tennis for Sulphur Springs will be at Liberty-Eylau on Tuesday. We're wearing out the highway between Sulphur Springs and Liberty-Eylau here this week. And next Tuesday, or actually that's Tuesday, October 3rd, they will be at home. Team tennis at home versus Pleasant Grove. So that gives you some sense of other athletic endeavors for the Wildcats that are currently going on. We are at halftime in Texarkana at Harris Field, and the Wildcats are leading 36-22 over Liberty-Eylau. We had some rain here late this afternoon, and a significant amount of rain, I would say. here in Texarkana, but we have not seen any rain since the start of the ball game, and field condition, of course, artificial turf, is very, very good, but a very pleasant evening for football in far northeast Texas tonight. Again, Wildcats leading 36-22 at halftime. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Yeah, I've got him up all the way. Okay, can you hear James?
I'll get him. Yes, I'll try to talk a little louder.
Okay, I got the crowd mic down to about half level. If you need to, by the way, if we're talking and we need to make an immediate correction, then interrupt and let us know, rather than just let it go on for a long time. Once again from Texarkana, this is Sulphur Springs Wildcats football. I'm John Mark Dempsey, along with Tony Flippin, sitting in for Chad Young tonight, and the Wildcats leading at halftime 36-22. As we told you, Sulphur Springs has an open date next week, so that'll be a great opportunity for head coach Brandon Faircloth to get everybody healthy and to get an extra week of preparation before district play. And that's what they've been pointing to all along anyway. So the district season starts 2 weeks from tonight, October 6th, in Nevada at Community High School. So a lot of you are familiar with Community, but it is there, what is that, west of Caddo Mills?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
And but out there in that region that is fast growing for sure, of Caddo Mills and Nevada and Fate out there, but that's 2 weeks from tonight at Community. And then back home, October 13th against Maybank. I believe that is homecoming.
I think so.
Check me on that.
Yes.
October 20th at Paris. These are all district games now. October 27th at home against Kaufman. And then, Tony, what's going to be a very, very big ball game, it appears, the final district game and the final regular season game of the season, November 3rd at Anna.
That's the big one, and that's the way it should be. It should line up where that's the top two teams playing the last game, and both teams would be in the playoffs. So it's just mano a mano, trying to see who takes the big stick home.
Yeah, so if everything goes to form, that will be for the district championship on November 3rd at Anna. But there's many a slip twixt cup in the lip, you may have heard. And you got to play 4 district games before that. But certainly those two teams all along have been the favorites in the district.
Correct. I mean, Sulphur Springs has a nice team this year. They're nowhere near good enough to just walk through things. So if they do, they're going to get beat. But if they take care of business, we've got a really nice outlook this year. And we're going to have some good things come about, and I think we're headed for that district championship showdown, undefeated in district.
Again, that would be November 3rd at Anna, there in Collin County, north of McKinney. So we are at halftime at Liberty-Eylau. The Liberty-Eylau Leopard Band is performing on the field right now for the home folks. And the Sulphur Springs Wildcats are leading at halftime, 36-22. And this is Wildcats football on KSST. Okay, I'm down. And, okay. And Tony's all the way up.
You still hear me okay? Did anything change? Okay. Okay. I
just again, interrupt if you need to, James, anytime. Tony, reach down and hand me that little blue bag of mine that should be at your right knee. I see it. That's fine. Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. We're at halftime. Sulphur Springs leading 36-22 over Liberty-Eylau. Tony, we were talking about the District 8-4A Division 1, which Sulphur Springs is a part of. Right now in the district, Sulphur Springs has the best record in pre-district play at 3-1. Anna is 2-1. Paris 1-3. Community 1-3. Maybank 0-3. Kaufman at 0-4. Last week, of course, Sulphur Springs beat Van Alstyne 31-28. Kaufman lost to Athens 43-20. Paris lost in a very tight game to Van 28-27. And a huge game was Salina over Anna 42-40. That was in overtime.
It was either single or double overtime. I was watching the news, the Dallas News, and they actually cut live to that, and I was able to see the end of it, and that was a huge ball game. That was kind of a revenge for the year before when Anna had beat Salina.
And of course, those schools are very close together there in Collin County. And Salina, the great tradition there. And Anna really has not had a lot of tradition in their football program, but they're getting there pretty quickly.
That's right.
They really are. So that was an amazing game there. Maybank lost to Canton 30-9 last week. And games going on tonight in the district. Of course, we have the game here with Sulphur Springs leading 36-22, and the Wildcats getting ready to receive the opening kickoff of the second half. Anna is playing All Saints out of Fort Worth tonight at Fort Worth. Kaufman at Sunnyvale. Paris at Pleasant Grove. They're in Texarkana also, the Paris Wildcats. Life Waxahachie at Maybank tonight. So those are the other games going on in the district this evening. But right now, it definitely looks like the Wildcats and the Anna Coyotes are the favorites in that district.
Paris is down 31-0 to Pleasant Grove in the third quarter. So Pleasant Grove is ranked about third in the state. So that's not a knock on Paris by any means. But that's the only one that I've found out of that.
Keep doing that. That's great.
Okay.
I'll get all those scores that you can. That's fantastic. So the Wildcats about to receive the kickoff to start the second half, leading 36-22. And here is the kick. Diagonal kick coming to the near side. Jackson Hare takes it at the 15-yard line. Will return it for Sulphur Springs rather tentatively across the 25-yard line up to about the 26, perhaps very cautiously there. And the tackle by Hagan Power, whose name we've said a lot in the first half, for Liberty-Eylau. So Wildcats with that 2-for-1 opportunity that Tony's been talking about. They scored just before the end of the half because they deferred at the beginning of the ball game. They get the kickoff to start the second half, and now they've got a chance possibly to really put some space between themselves and the Leopards here.
They could really hurt Liberty-Eylau right here because they've kind of proven themselves, they think, in Sulphur Springs' mind to be a better team. Now they can start trying to force that into Liberty-Eilau's head.
Chad and I have talked about the importance of that first possession of the third quarter. Here's a huge Hole up the middle for D. Rose Luke. Look at him go. D. Rose Luke between the tackles bursts through the line and all the way to the 40-yard line of Liberty-Eylau before Zabrian Hawkins, a junior, brings him down.
That was about 34 yards or something like that. That's another one that might bring his average down. That's a shame. He's got 3 runs and over 100 yards on those 3 runs, I believe.
It was 34 yards to D. Rose Luke. Broke open up the middle there for the Wildcats. And first down at the Liberty-Eylau 40-yard line. Again, D. Rose Luke. This time off left tackle. Tough going this time now.
Came out.
Ball is out. I think he was down, but I don't.
Yeah, yep, they're saying he's down. So we got a break there. Got a break because Liberty-Eylau covered the ball back in the backfield.
Gain of 2 or 3 yards out to the 42 or 43-yard line there after that 34-yard gain.
We've got a player down. I don't know if it was D. Rose. I kind of think his helmet came off when he was down in that scrum. So coaches are out on the field checking him. We've got a timeout.
Jaquan Johnson on the tackle for Liberty-Eylau. Wildcats leading 36-22. This is Sulphur Springs Wildcats football on KSST. Okay. That's him.
Yep. He might have gotten just kind of hit a little bit when his helmet came off.
Yes, we're ready to go. No. Just let the spot play out. That's my fault for not letting you know.
5 seconds.
Good.
3, 2, 1.
Back to play now, 2nd and 8 for Sulphur Springs at the 38-yard line, and Brady Driver tried to set up a bubble screen to Wyatt Watson, but incomplete at the 38-yard line. By the way, on that previous run by D. Rose Luke, that was a Hooten Hardware first down for the Wildcats, but now we are at 3rd down and 8 at the Liberty-Eylau 38-yard line. By the way, D. Rose Luke went off the field on his own power after that previous 2-yard gain. That following the 34-yard gain. Now flags are down.
They shut that one down. They had contact, so they didn't get the free play. That'll be 5 yards, and that'll turn it into about a 3rd and about 3.
Brady Driver going deep down the near side, and I think he connected there with Chris Adams down.
You wish they wouldn't make contact, just get in that line and give you a free play, but sometimes they get that contact. That's the only time you're going to shut it down on defense.
So this was a 3rd and 8 play. Now will be a 3rd and 3 play for Sulphur Springs.
Percentages just went up.
Right. Official steps it off down to the 33-yard line. Wildcats with their first possession of the second half following the opening kickoff. And they have moved it from their own 26-yard line to the Liberty-Eylau 33-yard line, the 34-yard run by D. Rose Luke. The big play on this drive so far. Snap to Brady Driver, and Driver running all the way, a design quarterback run, carries it off left tackle, and is close to a first down, although they say he's maybe less than a yard short at the 31-yard line. Hogan Power, and also I heard Cameron Hadaway, I believe, was the other tackler there for
This will be 4-down territory without question. Sure. I think we're probably going to see Mr. Driver again.
4th down and 1, and Driver straight ahead with terrific power. Will have the first down, and he gets down to the 26-yard line for a gain of 5 yards. Brady Driver.
Good job of just straight ahead power football there, and that offensive line, we've got a good one, and they did their job, and Brady decided to just hitch a ride right behind them.
Isaac Alexander, Aiden McCarroll, Jeff Stevenson, Brandon Vasquez, and Vincent Johnson, the offensive line for the Wildcats. First down from the 27-yard line. Driver with the snap. Backpedaling. Now thinking about running. Coming to the near side. Driver going to turn it upfield and will step out of bounds somewhere around the 20-yard line for a gain of about 7 yards.
I think we were going to have Skyler coming across from that weak side again, and I looked out and I saw one of those defensive backs had some jersey on him, and they let it go. I think we were going to try for that cross the field, slow developing touchdown pass.
It's a 2nd down and 2 on the near hash mark the ball as they move from left to right. Now Cameron Jefferson in the ball game at running back, and he's had a big night as well. And Jefferson off tackle, crosses the 15 down to about the 12-yard line, hit by 3 or 4 Leopards.
Good enough for a first down.
Caleb Parks on the tackle there for Liberty-Eylau. First down and 10. Sulphur Springs at the 12-yard line. 8:42 left to go third quarter. Wildcats leading 36-22, threatening again. Driver in the shotgun. Movement at the line of scrimmage.
Going to shut it down
Back
again.
Shoulder throw for Jackson Hare at the pylon and at the goal line, but incomplete.
They shut it down. We had another defensive offside with contact. Be a 5-yard step off against LE. They got that. They got Sulphur Springs that time.
Indicating a false start against the Wildcats rather than offside against Liberty-Eylau.
I jumped the gun. There was a reason they charged. We kind of drew them.
Well, that's always the classic question. Were they drawn offside?
They were drawn real well, evidently.
This pushes them back to the 17-yard line, the Wildcats, where it's still first down. 36-22, Sulphur Springs on top. First possession of the third quarter, 8:30 to go in the period. Wildcats moving left to right. Officials having some sort of discussion before they set the ball down and let them have at it.
I think they're just thinking that the spot is not correct. But if it was first down, it should be pretty easy to walk 5 back.
They have not put it down back at the, would it be the 17-yard line?
Yeah, the box looks to be in the proper spot. But they're moving it back. What are we doing here? So it was offsides. It wasn't us that jumped. So that's a 10-yard turnaround.
So they totally reversed the call.
Yeah, it looked to me like it was a defense jump with contact. So they got it straight, even though it took some time.
It was originally indicated as a false start against Sulphur Springs. Now a snap to Brady Driver, and he bobbles it and has to fall on it back at the 12-yard line. So what was a 1st and 5 is now going to be a 2nd down and 10 from the 12. Wow, this is a bit of a disjointed start to the second half after a really beautiful first half and work of art in some respects on both sides of the ball for the Wildcats and the Leopards.
We got twins both ways. We may do a little rollout and see if we can develop something.
Second down and 10 from the 12, and again there's a mishandle of the snap for whatever reason, and Wildcats fortunate to get it back at the 15-yard line or thereabouts.
Brady threw that ball out. He might have decided that ball's a little slick. We've had a couple of rollers that were fortunate to keep the ball, but we're sure backing up right now.
They're marking it at the 16. So third down and 13. Wildcats behind the chains. They need to reach the 3-yard line. Pass into the middle for Jackson Hare. Middle of the end zone. Too tall. Incomplete, and it's 4th down.
Here comes the field goal unit. This will be a nice test for them, too. It's a mid-ranger, but a confidence builder if you can get it. So the offense is a little disappointed not taking it in, but if we can get 3 out of it, we still have a positive possession.
This would look like a 32 or 33-yard field goal for Eric Rodriguez. Had the 34-yard field goal last week against Van Alstyne. This will be from 33 yards, right between the hash marks, straight on. 33-yard field goal attempt on 4th and 13. Kick is low, and it is no good. Looks like it maybe went under the crossbar there, Tony.
Yeah, he didn't get a real good kick out of that one. I don't know if there was enough pressure or the hold looked okay, but that one just didn't have the arc that it needed to start with. So disappointing end to that possession, but you still got the field position right now, so defense should be rested from halftime, and let's see if they can hold them to a 3-and-out.
By the way, that latest first down by Sulphur Springs was a Hooten Hardware first down. But now it's first down for Liberty-Eylau, trailing 36-22 with 7:09 left to go in the third quarter. That Wildcat drive went from their own 26 as deep as the 12-yard line of Liberty-Eylau, but the missed field goal of 33 yards ends the drive. First and 10 for Liberty-Eylau from the spread. Handoff on first down as they keep it on the ground, and here's a substantial gain over the right side up to about the 24-yard line.
4-yard gain. That's just didn't ever get it going. They just power play, and the defense held it for minimal, but it was okay.
It's Jawan Johnson on the carry for the Leopards. Second down and 6 as they move from right to left. Wide out left, wide out right, and here's a bobbled snap, and Pipes in trouble and throws it away. Almost got it intercepted. Fortunate that he didn't get it intercepted. One of the Wildcats over there nearly came up with that, and that was Braxton Wall.
Yep, he sniffed that one out. I think that was going to be a screen, but it was a bad snap, and so all of a sudden, in the span of about 5 plays for both sides, we've had 3 bad snaps. So something's crooked in Denmark. Maybe they got the ball that Brady threw out.
Yeah, I don't know, but something in the water here that is got them off their feet. To mix a metaphor. Here's a pitch out on this third down and 5, and going to be a gain of 1 or 2 coming to the near side for Jawan Johnson, but nowhere near enough for a first down. And the tackle by Truth Holmes for Sulphur Springs, the sophomore.
That was textbook of a straight option. Cornerback forced it in, and the pursuit came from the inside out and made the tackle. So 4th and 4 punting situation. We ought to see another one of those rugby punts that I don't like. But
Britton Pipes, the quarterback, is the punter for Liberty-Eylau. Skylar Lewis is back there for Sulphur Springs. Again, the rugby-style punt. He runs with it several steps to his right before he kicks it, and he kicks it away from Skylar Lewis. No chance for the return, and it is down at the 33-yard line of the Wildcats. So Sulphur Springs defense gets off the field, 3 and out, and they give the ball right back to the Wildcats. The Wildcats offense at the 33-yard line.
So we had big running plays on that first series of the second half, but didn't finish it up. So we'll see whether or not we're going to stay on the ground and try to pound this out, or if we open it up a little.
Wildcats leading 36-22.
Got trips left, so we might try something here.
3 men wide to the far side and a running back to the right of Brady Driver. Hand off to the back. I believe that's Cameron Jefferson. It is. Between the tackles goes Cameron Jefferson across the 35 up to the 37-yard line for a gain of 4 yards. It'll be second down about 6. As Jashun Weatherall junior defensive back makes the tackle.
Good strong run, good push by the offensive line, but LE still held their ground on that one.
Wildcats leading 36-22, just over 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. We've had no scoring here in the third quarter. Sulphur Springs moving left to right, handoff. Cameron Jefferson, big hole up the middle. Jefferson in the open field across the 50 down to the 42-yard line. Big gain for Sulphur Springs, and it is Greg London that makes the tackle for the Leopards.
He made a really nice step at the 50, cut it left, and got an extra nearly about 8 yards out of it because they had him dead to rights at midfield, and he kept it moving, kept leaning. Good play.
21 yards on the game by Cameron Jefferson. First down, and this is a Hooten Hardware first down for Sulphur Springs. Snap to Brady Driver. Cameron Jefferson covering up the ball and has another big gain for the Wildcats up the middle.
Got 9 out of that one.
Across the 35 down to the 32-yard lines for that's a 9-yard gain, as Tony told you.
He's not a big back, but he's a strong back. He really runs well and has some good drive.
Carter Stanley made the tackle for the Leopards. 2nd and 1 for Sulphur Springs. 4 minutes left to go third quarter. Sulphur Springs now driving, leading by 14 points, 36-22. Brady Driver, the senior quarterback, has a man in motion from left to right. Play action pass. Driver in the pocket, now moving to his right, throwing to the sideline, but the receiver, Jackson Hare, out of bounds and not able to catch it anyway, incomplete. So it will be 3rd down and 1. And Tony, I think Sulphur Springs is confident with Brady Driver carrying the ball. They can get just about a yard anytime they want to get it.
He's got 2 plays to get that yard because right where they're sitting, there's no doubt it's 4 down territory. So you're fixing to see number 4 twice if necessary.
Grayson Reams lines up as the H-back behind the left tackle. Handoff goes to Cameron Jefferson. Jefferson with a little wiggle. Bounces outside, inside the 20, down the sideline, still on his feet, and gets out of bounds over on the far side at about the 10-yard line, thereabouts. That's a 22-yard gain by Cameron Jefferson.
I haven't lost my knack for calling plays. I know last year I called about 3 in a row and decided I wouldn't do it. I had more confidence in that one, and I've still got it.
Yeah, well,
but we like the results of the play, so I'll gladly say I was wrong when we get a 22-yard run.
Brady Driver handing off instead of keeping it himself, which he might well have done on that 3rd down and 1. So it's now 1st down at the 11-yard line of Liberty-Eylau. Snap to Driver, handoff Jefferson. Jefferson trying to use his blockers here and picking his way, but not getting very far, and perhaps getting back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Caleb Parks, linebacker, a senior for Liberty-Eylau, makes the tackle.
Wasn't much push off of the line that time, and Liberty-Eylau won the scrimmage line on that particular play, and so still got a 2nd down and 10 now. We'll see what they draw up.
On that 21-yard gain a moment ago by Cameron Jefferson, a Hooten Hardware first down for Sulphur Springs, 2nd down and 10 now. Brady Driver bobbles the snap again. I don't know what the deal is, but Driver picks it up, carries it himself, and turns it into a nice gain for the Wildcats. Makes something out of nothing.
7 or 8 out of it, but like you said, something's in the water. That's 4 bobbled snaps, 2 or 3 and 1, 3 for the Wildcats. And
they say he went out of bounds at the 5, so that's a gain of 6 for Brady Driver. Now 3rd down and 3 from the 5-yard line. Wildcats leading 36-22. 2:40 left to go third quarter. This drive started at the Sulphur Springs 33-yard line after the punt by Liberty-Eylau. And now this is the 8th play of the drive. Cameron Jefferson has been the star of this drive for Sulphur Springs.
Wildcats going to call a timeout. They don't want to let this one slip by.
36-22 Sulphur Springs. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Okay, levels okay? Gains of 21 and 22 yards on this drive by Cameron Jefferson for Sulphur Springs. But now 3rd down and 3 at the Leopard 5-yard line. Sulphur Springs looking to go up by 3 scores here, leading 36-22, 14-point margin.
It's real important here. We didn't get any points out of that first possession of the second half. This would give LE a lot of confidence if they could hold us out this time. So this is a real important pair of plays.
3rd and 3. Ball on the far hash mark. H-back behind the left side of the line. Snap to Brady. Driver, power play to the left side. Driver to the goal line. Touchdown. Brady Driver, 5-yard touchdown run. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And for Brady Driver, that is his 10th rushing touchdown of the season.
It's nice to have number 4 back there when you have a really critical play, and he wasn't going to be denied on that one.
Tony, both you and I are really too young to remember much of the single wing, but that reminds me of old single wing football, what I know of it.
Yep, the same. I've heard of it, but fortunately didn't witness it.
Here's the extra point by Rodriguez. It is good. And he continues perfect on his extra points, although he missed a field goal a short time ago. So 43-22. Wildcats open up a little breathing room here between themselves and Liberty-Eylau with 2:34 left to go 3rd quarter. This is Wildcats football on KSST.
Can't jinx the Rangers. They're up 8-5 in the 9th.
Oh, are they?
Yep.
The Rangers are. Yeah, but let's bring that in.
Okay, 2 outs, 2 on. So and the bullpen's in.
It's a 67-yard drive for Sulphur Springs in 8 plays. 2 runs of more than 20 yards on the drive by Cameron Jefferson, then the touchdown run by Brady Driver from 5 yards out, and the Wildcats lead by 3 touchdowns, 43-22. And here is the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff by Eric Rodriguez. Diagonal kick, no, down the middle, but a very short kick taken at the 21-yard line. And here's the return up the middle of the field out to the 35-yard line for Liberty-Eylau. And on the tackle, Laren Vaughn for Sulphur Springs, leading tackler on the Wildcat team with 36 tackles coming into the game. Middle linebacker going down on kickoff coverage.
This is a big series for Liberty-Eylau. After Wildcats scored there was some hands on hips and heads down a little bit.
I saw that too.
And you got these two-way players that have really busted their rears all game long. And, there comes a point where you realize you're going up against a bigger wall. So they need this one. So the Wildcats need to hold them down.
First down from the 35-yard line in Leopard territory. And Pipes rolling to his right, finds a receiver over the middle, makes the catch, and he's a hard man to bring down as he gets up to the 46-yard line, and that'll be a first down for Liberty-Eylau. Ty Bybee makes the tackle for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats. It was W.T. Jones on the catch there for Liberty-Eylau.
So Day Hall needs to get credit for 5 of those yards because he came in late and hit him going the wrong direction, and he moved the pile.
He could definitely do that.
He did, I guarantee you.
Sir.
They had him kind of stood up, and he finished it, but he just happened to be going the wrong way.
Wildcats' big defensive tackle. First down and 10 for Liberty-Eylau at their own 46-yard line. Britton Pipes, the quarterback, takes the snap, tries to go off tackle to the right side, but there's nowhere to go. And again, Day Hall was there.
Came down the line that time. They got him. That was a good job.
No gain there, so it is.
We got a player down, so we got an official's timeout.
Second down and 10 after no gain on that play. So Wildcats leading 43-22 with 1:23 to go in the third quarter. This is Wildcats football on KSST. He's up.
8-5 final for the Rangers.
All right. All right.
The only football game I've found.
Wildcat player slightly shaken up on that previous play. He walks off the field on his own power, and so we are ready to go again. You say the Rangers have won tonight.
They won. They actually got into the bullpen, and they hung on. That's been
That has been
quite interesting this second half of the season.
Yeah, white knuckle time. Too many opportunities have been just of that nature.
Maybank is up 23-7. That's one of our district foes, but playing Waxahachie Life, that's not a big school.
Here's second down and 10. Britton Pipes for Liberty-Eylau passing, and it is complete to W.T. Jones. And Jones all the way to the Sulphur Springs 28-yard line. Jones coming across the middle. Eluded a couple of Wildcat tacklers, and will have first down at the Sulphur Springs 30-yard line. So that's a gain of 24 yards.
If that was a gain of 24 yards, did you see who finished off the tackle? Was Day Hall. 24 yards down the field.
Wow.
Our defensive nose man was down there 24 yards, hustling. He'll get a star for that one come film time.
They mark the ball at the 28-yard line, so that's a 26-yard gain to W.T. Jones, and a handoff right up the middle and going nowhere. And once again, there's that
Day Hall.
Wow. How many times
He's
we said his
everywhere.
name in the last 5 minutes? That was Greg London on the carry for the Leopards. Or I beg your pardon, Jawan Johnson on the carry. Jawan Johnson. As Tony has remarked a couple of times tonight, very nice-looking jerseys, the maroon jerseys with black numbers and white outline, but those numbers a little hard sometimes to pick up from a distance, and especially when you're our age, Tony.
Well, in 25 years of officiating, I had 25 years of people calling me blind, so maybe they were right.
I guess they were right after all. So second down and 10. Wide out to either side, play action pass, pipes into the end zone, and it is a touchdown. What a throw and catch.
That was perfect. 14.
That is Jashawn Weatherall,
That was
junior
just a
receiver.
beautiful play. Nice little fake to hold the people in, and then a flag pattern in the back of the end zone, and he laid it up perfectly.
28-yard touchdown pass from Britton Pipes to Jashawn Weatherall. Weatherall, as I recall, just had one catch, but that was for 33 yards, I believe, coming into the game. And he's a home run receiver there for.
Yep. Going to line up for two again. They're down by several, so they're going to try to get all they can.
43-28, and a handoff, and it's going nowhere. Caught in the backfield and dropped for a loss. The ball carrier for Liberty-Eylau.
And Day-Day's getting off of the bottom. He had some of it anyway.
Braxton Hall also for Sulphur Springs there.
Got
so the
another
2-point conversion,
down.
2-point conversion is no good. 43-28, the score remains with the Wildcats on top and 11 seconds left to go in the third quarter. This is Wildcats football on KSST.
Got Braxton Wall down getting checked.
It's a 65-yard drive for Liberty-Eylau in 4 plays. 26-yard pass to W.T. Jones was a big play on the drive, but then the 28-yard touchdown pass. Beautiful connection between Britton Pipes and his receiver, Jashawn Weatherall.
checking on some other scores from the county, the Como-Picton Eagles are enjoying some success tonight against Rivercrest. They're up 38-0 at midway of the third quarter. So
great.
Good job by them.
They're playing at Winsboro, I believe, tonight.
Yes. Kaufman is playing Sunnyvale, and Kaufman is up 29-28 just starting the fourth quarter.
Interesting.
So
again, Kaufman is one of our district foes. Sunnyvale has had some good years.
They have.
Of late, so that's pretty impressive outcome for Kaufman if they hold on and win. Kickoff here for Liberty-Eylau, picked up at the 15-yard line for the Wildcats and run by Jackson Hare out across the 30 to the 31-yard line. So Sulphur Springs still very much in command of the game here, 43-28, but a long way to go, Tony. 6 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Yep.
Can't take it for granted.
Not at all. This is where you just finish the job. You do yeoman's work. You hold on to the ball. You get your good players involved, and you ask them to make plays.
Wildcats had a 67-yard drive on their last possession. Picked up the touchdown on a 5-yard run by Brady Driver. So here we go from the 30-yard line. On first down, there's Cameron Jefferson. Huge hole up the middle. Jefferson burst through it all the way out to the 50-yard line for a gain of 20 yards.
I don't know how many times that's happened on first down, but we just happened to run a trap in the middle, and it's just like the seas are parting, and they've put their foot down and run.
End of the third quarter. By the way, that Wildcat offensive line, Isaac Alexander, Aiden McCarroll, Jeff Stevenson, Brandon Vasquez, Vincent Johnson doing a great job. End of the third quarter, Sulphur Springs 43, Liberty-Eylau 28. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Okay.
I told you he was short. That's Dwoski straddling the 50. He's the shortest coach in the group, but he is quite a man. He is one of my favorites.
We're going to say hello after the game.
I hope I can. I sure wish I'd have known that earlier.
Yeah.
I'd have gone down there and made sure of it.
Yeah.
That's 2 changes of the quarter where it's been only 2 yards.
Start of the fourth quarter, Sulphur Springs leading 43-28. Brady Driver handing off up the middle. That's Cameron Jefferson again. Look at him, man.
This.
He is just impossible man to bring down right now.
That's determination.
He goes through the line and looked like he was going to maybe get 2 or 3 yards, and he ends up getting the first down at the 41-yard line of Liberty-Eylau.
They snapped the ball before Liberty-Eylau was set. This one didn't go quite as much, but LA's a little disjointed at the moment.
Once again, Cameron Jefferson on the carry, and he picks up, I guess that's going to be 5 yards.
We've got a flag coming in. I think we may have 12 on the field for defense. Yep, illegal substitution. We got 12 men on the field. That's going to add 5 and make it 2nd and 1.
Gain was 4 yards.
Or that was the play before. They're going to get the 5 yards instead of the gain.
So it would be 1st and 5?
Yes. They'd already moved the box, so that's what got me.
Cameron Jefferson, by the way, coming into the game, had 17 carries for 58 yards, 3.4 yards per carry. Respectable numbers, but nothing like what we've seen from him tonight.
He's been possessed on a couple of those. Kind of brings back the old Marion Barber days from the Cowboys where he'd just lower his head and go.
Here's 1st and 5 for Sulphur Springs from the 36-yard line. Fake to Jefferson. Flags down. They stop the play.
Atten's coming against us. Right tackle moved a little quick. I thought he pulled out.
False start, so this will be now a standard 1st and 10
Yep.
for Sulphur Springs from the 41-yard line.
And in all honesty, it hadn't been a whole lot of penalties. It seems like they come in spurts, but for the most part, I think they've done a pretty decent job. We don't want to watch the officials. We want to play ball and let them chase footballs.
So far, the second half has not been as pretty example of football as the first half was.
Correct.
First down and 10. Hand off Jefferson, right tackle. Big hole. Jefferson ran over a man over on the far side and is down to about the 22-yard line of Liberty-Eylau.
Whatever the coaches thought about Mr. 22, they're now getting a new idea of him because he has turned into a power back. He made a good dip and cut outside, and then he lowered the boom on that defensive back.
19 yards on the gain by Cameron Jefferson. First down, Wildcats at the 20-yard line. And Jefferson between the tackles. A man possessed.
Got a flag, so that's going to be a hold where that one is. Come back 10.
Indication is holding against the Wildcats. That'll wipe out that 4-yard gain by Cameron Jefferson.
And I think what you're going to see the coaches do right now, they want him to finish this off. He's run hard. He deserves to cross that goal line and get his name in the books.
Jefferson last season was one of the leading tacklers for the Wildcats.
Well, it's obvious he doesn't mind hitting.
He had 46 tackles on the team last year. But seeing all of his action on offense this year. So this now is first and 20 for the Wildcats as Driver rolling out and throwing across his body again, rolling out from right to left, and nobody really out there.
Another flag, so I've spoke too soon. We got another hold. I don't think they'll take this one. It's already first or second and 20. I don't think they'll back us up. I may be wrong.
That was the first and 20 play, and it looks like they are going to take the penalty. Coaches these days almost always will take the yards rather than the down, it seems to me.
Yeah. I
agree with you. I think I would rather sometimes not give the other team that down back, especially an explosive team like Sulphur Springs. So this is going to be first and 30, is that right?
It should be.
From the 40-yard line, they need to reach the 10.
Remind me to quit saying what's fixing to happen, or else just go bet against it.
First and 30. They set up a screen pass to Jackson Hare, and Hare is brought down almost immediately. In fact, they're fortunate they didn't get that intercepted.
That's what I thought was happening. I thought he had cut in front. We were fixing to see a pick six, so at least the angle was wrong. But, yeah, they had that one red.
So now second down and 31. 2 holding penalties against Sulphur Springs on this drive. It is 2. Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Line to gain is... we'll make it the 11-yard line. So this is second and 30 from the 41. 3 men wide to the near side and 1 to the far side for the Wildcats. Hand off Cameron Jefferson. Jefferson off the left side, hit and brought down after a short gain, this time to the 37-yard line. Gain of 4 yards for the Wildcats. Now this will be third down and make it 25.
This may be where we just run a conservative play and try to punt and pin them down deep in their territory. Or you could even see a quick kick on this one.
Sulphur Springs leading 43-28 in the game. 9:16 left to go in the ball game. Need to reach the 11-yard line from the 37. So that's 26. Yeah, third and 26.
Timeout, Sulphur.
Wildcats take a timeout, and this thing, what was a very artful game in the first half, is anything but that here in the second half. 43-28, Wildcats lead. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Wildcats football on KSST. John Mark Dempsey along with Tony Flippin. Chad Young not able to make it tonight. Other fish to fry. Chad will be back with us in 2 weeks when the Wildcats open district play at Community in Nevada.
Must have been a teaching moment on this timeout because there's not very many 3rd and 31s call up.
Brady Driver in the pocket to throw, feeling the pressure, and he is going to be brought down. I don't know if that will be considered a sack or not. He did get maybe back to the line of scrimmage. I guess perhaps he crossed the line.
Got a little bit
to the 36-yard line. But now it's 4th down.
Here comes a pooch kick, and they're going to kick it out of bounds, I would assume, to try to keep those backs from getting it.
4th and 26 for Sulphur Springs.
He's not in punt formation, but he may back into it.
Wildcats had penetrated as far as the Liberty-Eylau 22-yard line on this drive. Driver in regular shotgun formation kicks it away, and it is fielded at the 2-yard line for Liberty-Eylau, and a return going to be attempted here out to the 10, down the sideline. Look out, he's out of bounds, or is he over on the far side? That's a pretty nice return over there on the far side.
Yep. He shouldn't have kicked that down the middle.
On the return for Liberty-Eylau, that's Tavarius Neal, who had that 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown in the first half, and he's a dangerous guy, and I had a moment of anxiety there on that one. As the short punt by Brady Driver fielded at the 2-yard line by Neal, and Neal returns it out to the 25-yard line. So a 30-yard punt by Brady Driver from shotgun formation, not deep punt formation. Wildcats leading 43-28, 15-point lead, 8:04 to go in the ballgame. Liberty-Eylau going from left to right. They have 3 men wide to the near side and 1 to the far side. Back to the right. Off Britton Pipes, the quarterback. Pipes fakes the handoff, will keep it himself. Try to go off tackle to the right side. Cut down close to the line of scrimmage.
Tried to do
Ty Bybee in on that tackle for Sulphur Springs, along with at least one other Wildcat.
He tried to do his Brady Driver impression there, and the Wildcats were up for it on that play.
2nd down and 10 from the 25-yard line for Liberty-Eylau. 7.5 minutes to go in the ball game. 2 wideouts to either side. Pipes drops the ball, picks it up. Now going to be brought down at the 22-yard line for a loss of 3 yards for Liberty-Eylau.
I'm surprised they didn't call that incomplete because it looked to me like he tried to pump it, and then all of a sudden it was on the ground, but we'll take it.
Well, he dropped the ball for whatever reason. And again, we had some rain here before the ball game, and the field may be a little bit damp. I know the stands are still damp.
Still got a little bit, yep. Could be.
Leopards behind the chains, 3rd and 12 from the 23-yard line. 3 men to the far side, 1 to the near side. Pipes in the shotgun. Back pedals, throwing deep down the middle, and contested at the 40-yard line and incomplete.
Well played by number 16, T.J. Peter. I know that's 15. I don't have a 16. That was well played.
Intended by Tavarius Neal. So 4th down and 12 for Liberty-Eylau, trailing by 15 points with 6.5 minutes to go in the ball game, but apparently they will punt.
You would think, because they can't afford to give us a short field. Several players are way slow getting back to the huddle. I think we're getting a little dejection. They're fixing to get a penalty because they're not going to be set.
Play clock is at 1.
Had to call a timeout to keep from getting another penalty. They're kind of losing their composure a little bit right now.
We'll keep it right here. We We'll discuss the circumstances of the ball game here as we have the opportunity. 43-28, the Wildcats leading over Liberty-Eylau and very much in command of this game.
Little frustration coming out on LE. They've played hard and they've played well, but there's a little frustration.
We talked about before the game that they played Mount Pleasant here a couple of weeks ago, and that game was stopped at halftime because of lightning, just like the Wildcats had their game with Hallsville stopped late in the game because of lightning, but that game was stopped at halftime. But Liberty-Eylau was leading Mount Pleasant 12-6 at halftime.
Well, and that's a kind of a textbook example of a school that has a bunch of two-way players. They had enough juice in them to play that half. If they had played the second half, more than likely it would have come back. He was on his knee there on the snap. We're fixing to get first and 10 at the 11-yard line. Had a low snap, and the punter went down on a knee to catch the ball. Referee was actually watching this time.
So, wheels starting to come off here for Liberty-Eylau, trailing 43-28 with 6.5 minutes left to go. And the Wildcats first and 10 at the Leopard 11-yard line. 15-point lead for Sulphur Springs. Wildcats looking to end the pre-district schedule with a 4-1 record. They have the week off next week. Open district play in 2 weeks at Community. Snap to Brady Driver. Give it to Cameron Jefferson. Jefferson up the middle. Jefferson shedding tacklers close to the goal line. Touchdown.
In.
Wow.
He's in. He was not going to be denied this time. He didn't get his touchdown last series because of those holding fouls. He wanted that end zone. What a run.
We don't have a statistician. We need to go back and just count up the big runs that he has had. We can do that, and I think he's probably over 100 yards rushing.
Oh, I think he had 100 on those 3. I think he's probably at about 110 right now, and maybe more than that.
Eric Rodriguez with the kick, and it is good. 49-28, Sulphur Springs, with 6:10 left to go as the Wildcats take advantage of the mistake with the Leopard punter taking a knee on that low snap and giving Sulphur Springs the ball at the 11-yard line. So Wildcats leading 50-28, and Wildcat football continues after this on KSST. I didn't want to say anything about the player who was injured.
Okay.
Because, UIL kind of discourages that. 11-yard touchdown run just a moment ago by Cameron Jefferson, who we told you has seen a good deal of action at running back for Sulphur Springs this year. Had 58 yards rushing, 3.4 yards per carry coming into the game. But, wow, he has just lit it up tonight.
He has.
And when Sulphur Springs gets into district play, and we're presuming that by that time Malachi Rowland will be ready to go, and he will have shaken off the effects of that ankle injury. Here's the short kickoff. This is the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff, and being returned for Liberty-Eylau out to about the 40-yard line. There's a huge pile of bodies there at the 41. But they'll have Malachi Rowland in 2 weeks. They will also have D. Rose Luke, and they'll have Cameron Jefferson. They will have 3 outstanding running backs.
That's exactly right. That's depth that very few teams, especially 4A, have. I mean, you normally would have that in a 5 or 6A to have that sort of depth. But Wildcats are blessed.
By the way, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats on that 11-yard touchdown run by Cameron Jefferson moments ago. And before that, it was a Hooten Hardware first down, by the way, also. So thanks to those folks for making those first downs and touchdowns possible for Sulphur Springs. First down from the 41-yard line. Handoff up the middle. And going basically nowhere on the tackle for the Wildcats. There's Day Hall again. This was Cameron Hardaway on the carry, first time tonight for Liberty-Eylau.
I'd like to see these officials, when we get these stand-up scrums, I'd like to see them lay on the whistle a little bit.
I agree. I think
that's when you get injuries and that's when you get scuffles. And
I agree.
I used to preach that to my crew, is get it down.
2nd down and 8. Hand off again to Hardaway going left. Hardaway sheds a tackler at the line of scrimmage. Downfield across the 50 he goes into Sulphur Springs territory to the 48-yard line. And that's a gain of 9 yards.
Yep, that's the first down. He had a good run, got outside, and was able to move the chains.
I think officials used to stop the plays earlier than they do now. I think they've allowed those plays to go on longer now in recent years for whatever reason.
Well, what they preach is don't blow the whistle if you don't see the ball. I tell them the ball is in there, shut it down. And I would actually shut it down from my referee spot, which I'm not supposed to. But I did not want to get these scrums or have the scuffles or fights.
I think that's wise. Here's a bubble screen out on the near side. Caught. And a short gain here for Liberty-Eylau. The catch is by Deshaun Weatherall, who had the touchdown catch, beautiful touchdown catch here a little while ago on a 28-yard pass from Cameron Pipes. But this is a gain for about 3 yards.
I can't get over seeing Day Hall out here on some of these passes and such. That young man trails the ball, and he's playing with a pretty good motor right now.
Defensive tackle.
Football, and he's a big defensive tackle.
Big defensive tackle for the Wildcats. 2nd down and 8. And try to set up a middle screen here, but incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down and 8 for Liberty-Eylau at the 45-yard line of the Wildcats. Sulphur Springs leading 50-28. 3.5 minutes left to go.
And I watched him on that play. He's the one that broke up the pass.
Oh, did he?
A lineman, they were trying to set up the screen, and he broke up the pass. He's got a nice game going.
He is a senior. So he has a lot of football IQ now. 3rd down and 8, Liberty-Eylau. Official stop play for whatever reason before the snap.
Reset the clock. Must not have reset it, and that way keep from getting a delay.
3:08 to go. Wildcats up 50-28. Pipes the quarterback, rolling to his left. Nowhere to go, so he comes back to the right, tries to throw downfield, but it's incomplete, and it's 4th down and 8 from the Sulphur Springs 45-yard line.
We've got a lot of good pursuit going on right now, and he's pretty well running for his life. Referee's coming over saying something to Coach Davis. I don't know if we got something going on. Might have some tempers going. Every once in a while you'll go over and tell that coach, talk to number so-and-so, and let's see if we can settle him down, because I don't want to flag him.
Apparently they will punt on 4th down and 8. Nobody back for Sulphur Springs. Britton Pipes again, that rugby-type punt. And there he is hit as he was getting off that rugby-style punt. And there's Day Hall again.
Day was going to get that ball. And with the rugby punt, you can hit the punter because he was outside the tackle, but Day roughed him, and you can't rough him. So that's a legitimate call, but bless his heart, he thought he had it. He laid out. It was perfect for him. It was just a hair late.
Britton Pipes, the quarterback, likes that rugby style where you run to your right, usually, and you look downfield before you get the punt away. And sometimes you might decide to run with it, but that is why they allow contact there on that play. But as you say, not roughing.
Right, you can hit, but not rough, and that's what it was. But yeah, and most times when they punt that ball, they're not punting it tall, but they get roll out of it and angle it to a sideline.
Keep it low and let it roll, especially on this artificial turf. Here's the throw into the end zone. Incomplete, out of bounds. First down for Liberty-Eylau at the Wildcat 30-yard line after that 15-yard penalty for roughing the kicker. .243 left to go in the ball game. As we've told you, Wildcats have the week off next week and then start district play 2 weeks from tonight in Nevada against the Community Braves. That'll be a big game.
That first district game's always one you've got to get.
2 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. Hadaway, stiff arm, sheds a tackle, turns upfield, bumped out of bounds over on the far side, and a first down for Liberty-Eylau at the 17-yard line of Sulphur Springs. That's a 13-yard gain. Hadaway showing some running ability here on this drive.
This is where it's tough for Sulphur Springs because you get a little bit complacent, feeling good about the outcome of the ball game, and it's hard to put that same effort in every play. So need to buckle our chin straps and finish this off.
First down at the Sulphur Springs 17-yard line. Britton Pipes, the quarterback, handing off. Once again, this is Hadaway going right. Hadaway makes the corner. Turns upfield, inside the 10-yard line he goes. And it'll be first down and goal at the 7-yard line for Liberty-Eylau. Alex King on the tackle for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats. First down and goal. 7-yard line. Clock is rolling now with 2:12 left to go in the ball game. Sulphur Springs leading 50-28. 2 men wide to the left side, 1 to the near side in the spread for the Leopards. Snap to Britton Pipes. Pipes going for the corner, and looks like he stepped in just inside the pylon for the touchdown. Britton Pipes.
That was my blind corner, so I have to depend on you.
Pipes' 7-yard touchdown run. And that'll be his second rushing touchdown of the season. Actually, I think that's his third because I believe he had one in the first half.
I think you're right. 1:56 left in the ball game. Lining up. Looks like they're going to kick it now. The outcome still is pretty well determined, so they're going to work on their kicking game since they missed one earlier.
Pipes had a 2-point conversion in the first half.
Is that what it was?
Not a touchdown,
okay.
right.
Okay.
So it will be his second rushing touchdown.
Okay.
50-34, the Wildcats leading with 1:56 left to go in the ball game. Pipes is the extra point kicker, and this one is blocked, and the Wildcats could return this for 2 points. It is scooped up, and now into the open field. There goes a Sulphur Springs Wildcat, and this is Braxton Wall, who's going to score 2 points on the return. No, it's not Braxton Wall. It's another Wildcat instead, and I have to tell you that we do not have that number. I think that's
Is that number 16?
Number 16 for whom we do not have a number.
That's right.
So we'll have to check on that before the next game. And sometimes it's a player that is a well-known player or an established player, but for whatever reason he's wearing a different jersey for this particular game. But that's 2 points for the Wildcats, and that's now 52-34.
And I promise you that white hat down there is out of breath. That's the worst play you can have as a referee is expecting a kick and get it blocked and know you got to go 80 yards and that's your goal line.
34 for Liberty-Eylau, but 52 now for Sulphur Springs. So let's take a break. This is Sulphur Springs football on KSST. Okay, we'll get it. Okay, we'll get it. Just play one here. We're going to have the kickoff pretty quickly, but that's fine. It's a 59-yard drive for Liberty-Eylau in 7 plays.
We're lining up expecting an onside kick. Only got one player back. You've got 10 players bunched in.
The touchdown run by Britton Pipes, their quarterback. And then the extra point blocked and returned for 2 points by the Wildcats. And here's the return for Sulphur Springs on a short kickoff taken at the 20-yard line and returned out across the 30-yard line. We'll see where he says that he went out after the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff.
We've got some extracurricular over there and a flag. This is where the Wildcats need to keep their composure and finish this ball game, not get anybody kicked out. We had a helmet loose, so I don't know if they saw that second person or what. We'll have to let them sort this out.
Line of scrimmage will be the 30-yard line, and this will be a Hooten Hardware first down for Sulphur Springs. Wildcats leading 52-34 now. Liberty-Eylau led in this ball game 14-7.
Yep.
Late in the first quarter, but Sulphur Springs came back and scored on a 6-yard run by Brady Driver, and then you remember that the Wildcats got the extra point, but there was a penalty against Liberty-Eylau, and the Wildcats decided to take that point off the board, and then Driver got the 2-point conversion himself, and they took the lead then 15-14, and I believe I'm correct that Sulphur Springs has led all the way since then, although it has been very competitive, or at least it was through the first half.
Okay, we had a dead ball, unsportsmanlike against the Wildcats, but there was no ejection. This is where it's critical, because if you were to get ejected right now, you miss the entire ball game next week.
Oh, is that right?
You wherever you were, and I believe is the rule. If it's the second quarter, you miss the first half of the next ball game. So this is very important for both teams with district coming up. Keep your composure, get this ball game finished up, and don't have any stupid penalties.
So 15-yard penalty against Sulphur Springs pushes it back to the 15-yard line, but it is first down and 10. A minute 52 to go, and Sulphur Springs on top, 52-34. Brady Driver still in at quarterback for the Wildcats, and he hands off on first down. It's a short gain, and this is Grayson Reams, his first carry of the season for Sulphur Springs, normally the blocking back.
Brady just
H-back.
went out now, and I think Mitchell will now quarterback, but all we're going to see from the Wildcats is just hand off up the gut, run the clock out, punt the ball if you have to.
So Caden Mitchell in the ball game at quarterback, and Mitchell had a touchdown pass in the first half as he lined up at receiver and took a little flip from Brady Driver on a reverse and then threw a touchdown. Grayson Reams, big gain, up the middle for Sulphur Springs. Reams out to the 25-yard line. That was Wyatt Watson who caught that touchdown pass in the first half from Caden Mitchell. It was a 25-yarder, and Wyatt Watson was wide open on that play. So this is
about a minute. One more play, and that's it. And then they don't have snaps. So if they wait till right now, they can snap it, and they don't have to do it again unless LE calls timeout, which I don't believe Coach Davis would do.
10-yard gain on that last play by Grayson Reams, down to 28 seconds. Play clock is at 7. Again, Caden Mitchell, first time we've seen him this year at quarterback. Played a lot last year for the Wildcats. Again, Grayson Reams takes the handoff.
That should be it.
He plows out to the 29-yard line for a gain of 4 yards, and that'll be the final play of the ball game. Both teams going to their benches now. Wildcats win it 52-34 in Texarkana against Liberty-Eylau. And we'll take a break, come back and wrap this thing up. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Good. Well, I did the best I could on that. I need some more practice to remember to get all those mentions in.
What was the final? They've already taken it off.
52-34. Final is 52-34. Scoreboard's already been turned off here at Liberty-Eylau, so good thing we write these things down. But Wildcats win it 52-34 to go 4-1 in pre-district play. And now 2 weeks off, and they get ready for District 8 4A Division I play at Nevada and Community High School, the Community Braves, 2 weeks from tonight. Tony.
That, like I say, we need to get. Community hasn't had the best season in the world, but we don't take anything for granted. This is a brand new season. Everybody's 0-0. Very important to start off with your best foot forward, take care of business, and move forward toward what's anticipated as an Anna showdown in week 11.
Against the Anna Coyotes, which would be the final district game on November 3rd at Anna, and every indication that could very well be for the district championship. If you get a chance, do you think you could look up any more scores?
You bet.
For us? There are so many scores in this game. I'm not going to try to recap this thing score for score. I'll just mention some of the highlights. Wildcats scored. It's easy to forget some of this. Going back to the first half, of the Wildcats scored on the second play from scrimmage, although Liberty-Eylau had the ball, but there was a fumble in the backfield, and Ty Bybee picked it up and returned it 35 yards for a touchdown to make it 7-0, Sulphur Springs. And we'll just mention some of the other key plays. Brady Driver, 6-yard touchdown run to put the Wildcats ahead to stay, and then Driver, the 2-point conversion also. And we mentioned a short time ago that 25-yard touchdown pass from Caden Mitchell lined up at a wideout, and then on a reverse, throwing downfield for Wyatt Watson. That came about midway through the second quarter. We had Liberty-Eylau with an 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Tavarius Neal. We had Wyatt Watson, another touchdown pass from Brady Driver to put the Wildcats up 29-22 midway through the second quarter. And then we had a drive there where Skylar Lewis was just spectacular for Sulphur Springs there at the end of the first half. Had a 19-yard catch, a 28-yard catch, and then a 10-yard touchdown catch on a back shoulder throw to the far corner, or the corner on the far side at the goal line from Brady Driver, and that put the Wildcats up 36-22 at halftime. And then somewhat sloppy second half. Brady Driver scored again on a 5-yard run. That was his second rushing touchdown of the night. Beautiful touchdown catch of 28 yards by Jashun Weatherall from Britton Piper for Liberty-Eylau. And then, wow, what a show that Cameron Jefferson put on in the second half for Sulphur Springs. He got the 11-yard touchdown run for the Wildcats to cap off his evening. And before that, D. Rose Luke looked very good for the Wildcats. But Cameron Jefferson was just spectacular in the second half.
He made a statement today. The only score I could find was Pleasant Grove whitewashed Parish 45-0, which, like I said, Pleasant Grove is number 3 in the state.
Right.
Bad news for the Hopkins County School. They had the score wrong with Como-Picton, and they lost like 45-0.
Oh, no.
Something like that, 43-0. So I thought they were up at half is what they had.
Oh, dear.
Anyway.
Not able to find the Cumbie score.
I saw that one. Let me see if I can go get that again.
Or maybe Commerce. Commerce is off to a great start.
I did not see Commerce, I don't think.
I believe Commerce is playing bottom, and I'll be very surprised if they don't win that
Mount
game tonight.
Vernon got beat 42-27. That's, to me, a little surprise.
That is.
But Mineola's, I think they're pretty good.
Mineola, generally speaking, pretty outstanding football team. Good program there. All right, so we're going to wrap this thing up and send it back to the KSST studios. You have the TSN scoreboard show tonight. Be going on for another hour or two, so stay tuned. A lot of those scores will be broadcast on TSN now in the next hour or so, so definitely stay tuned. So 52-34, the win tonight for the Wildcats on the road at Texarkana. Tony Flippin, I can't thank you enough for sharing
fun.
your knowledge.
I was glad not to be considered like the Rangers bullpen and come in here and blow it, so hopefully I at least held the lead. So.
Well, you did more than that. Wildcats now 4-1 for the season as Liberty-Eylau goes to 1-3 now for the season. But Wildcats strong start here, and now they're ready for district play in 2 weeks against the Community Braves. So for Tony Flippin, I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we thank all of our folks, our helpers tonight, Cameron and Natalie also, who helped us out this evening. Of course, James Terry in the studio tonight. 54-32, the Wildcats win it. This is Wildcats football on KSST. I'm John Mark Dempsey. James, thank you very much. Did a great job. All right, we appreciate it. We'll see you soon. Thank you, James. Ears are killing. Hurt you. It just presses down. Yeah. Yeah.